Is it working now? Okay, I think I know what the issue was. That was kind of annoying. Okay, should be working. Okay, that was awkward. Wait, but my Varu now my Varudo is not working. Oh my god, one sec. So many technical issues to start the day. Now the mic is working, but Varudo is not picking up the mic, so the duck is still staring. That's great. Key, is it working? I think it's looking better now. Okay, one sec. Let's do this, and this. Okay, I think everything is working now. I think we can start. Yeah, looks good. I mean, you can download PBE, but you will have to download the new patch again. But technically, if you have nothing from PBE, then you could at least download like the base stuff, so the patch overall would be smaller. It's like the difference between downloading a game and a patch. I think we still like it's earliest like 8-9 hours, so this is just a Theorycraft stream. And I'll do a break. And if I see... So the thing is, like, it's not a guarantee that we get to play it today. I think Mort said he can guarantee it for Wednesday, but not for Tuesday. So, yeah. I'll just sort of, like, turn on the stream if PB is working, pretty much. Okie dokie. So... is it releasing same time everywhere? Well, it's time zone differences, right? So for like for Germany, it's like between like 8 and 9 p.m. For NA, that's like 6-7 hours earlier, and for like Asia, that's like 7-8 hours later. So it is being released at noon NA time, and then you just have to sort of like do the math based on your time zone. So it's earlier is relative. Earlier is relative. See, the thing is, like, it's not necessarily a good thing, because for Asia it can release in like 3 in the morning, right? So it's actually kind of bad to be on the Asia side for PBE releases. Like, NA has it the easiest. EU has like a few hours before they go to bed, and Asia can just like go to sleep, and when they wake up, they can play PBE. How many hours left? Like, the PBE patch will happen in like 8-9 hours, but dude, there's no guarantee it will work. Like, sometimes it can be midnight, sometimes it can take longer. Like, you don't know. It's not a guarantee. Okay, let's do some theory crafting and see what kind of comps we can cook up with, and see what makes sense or not. So I think one comp, we can start with like we can work our way up from tier 1 to tier 5. Okay. So I think one comp that is pretty apparent is this is your core. This is a tier 1 reroll based around Caitlyn, Twisted Fate, Aatrox, Jax. Technically Jax doesn't need to be 3-star, but this is the core. You want the medallion for this one. It's the one that gives you damage. It's the one that I showed in the Caitlyn one. And you can either play Caitlyn or TF as a carry. I mean, Caitlyn is probably in the department of Ginzo Deathblade, whereas Twisted Fate, he's a caster, right? So he's probably like a Jeweled Nashor candidate. With either Aatrox or Jax being your frontline. I mean, it's probably Aatrox unless you happen to get the Jax 3, but this is like your core. So I think the interesting part is, where do you go from here? Like, the one thing you know for sure is like, oh, I'm definitely doing 3 Stargazer. Like, this is a requirement, okay? So we go Stargazer here. So now I have the choice. And you only add 1 more, okay? This, the medallion caps out at 3, so there's 0 point in playing 4 Stargazers, or 5, or whatever. Which means that between these 3, I have to choose 1. Now, one way to play this would be, like, if you play Lulu, you could technically also throw in Replicator. If you do, okay, I mean, I feel like Xayah is the least fitting because she's tier 4 carry and you're playing tier 1 reroll. You kind of have your carries here. So I feel like Xayah makes, I mean, the only way for Xayah to make sense is to do like a Jhin Xayah plus a Nunu Mordekaiser. So I'll just put this one in. Like, this would probably be your best cap. So this is more than Nunu. This is probably your best cap. Actually, I have too many Stargazers now, I just realized. Do we have a better alternative? Actually, I don't know. Like, I don't think this is very fitting. I don't know. I don't think. Like, the thing is, like, you always have to keep in mind, you're playing tier 1 reroll, probably ending the game on 8, barely getting 9. Don't focus too hard on 234 or legendaries. So I think based on what we have here, the thing that makes the most sense is to either do Lulu or Nunu. Lulu would be a replicator, which means that we would have to check what do we have on the replicator side. And everything here is garbage, I would say, except Pantheon. So the only way to play this would be a Brawler Pantheon side. That means it would be Lulu with Pantheon and a Brawler. So that would be this, and Brawler. Here our choices would be Maokai because of Nova, or Tahm Kench for Oracle. So thing is, like, considering we are playing Nova, the problem is we don't really have Maokai 3, so we're not really itemizing Maokai, and his Nova ability is not that important. So I believe it would be Maokai until you find Tahm Kench. And then this is this. Okay. Too much frontline. I mean, you have 2, 3, like, I mean, I hate when people say this. Okay, so this is a tier 1 reroll comp. Okay, so when you played Demacia and you gave Sona 3 items, did people say you don't have enough damage? Did anybody say you didn't have enough damage when you itemized Sona 3 in Demacia? When she was good, okay? So my point here is you have a 3-star Caitlyn and a 3-star Twisted Fate. So what you can do here is you do Ginzo, you do Deathblade, you do Jeweled, you do Nashor. So it would be something in this department, and then obviously like your usual frontline items, like whatever. I don't care about the frontline items here, but you don't need to do Shred Sunder. You could probably use Anti-Heal, something to consider. I don't know. Just run Sunfire, whatever. Okay. So, and so a few things to consider. Right now, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 3-stars. I have the Medallion Stargazer, which means I'm gonna have, I think it's 39, right? 39 damage amp for every unit that's standing on the Stargazer Hex. So I have 39 damage amp on my Twisted Fate and my Caitlyn, who are 3-stars, who are pure damage dealers. Okay? So I don't know why I'm being backseated already by people who haven't even played the set. This is only working with Medallion Stargazer. Because Medallion Stargazer is gonna give you a crap ton of damage amp. Twisted Fate and Caitlyn are pretty good DPS. And here's the kicker. You're playing for top 4. Because you're playing a tier 1 reroll comp. Chances of you getting outscaled by legendary comps, pretty fucking high. Why? Because you're not supposed to be winning lobbies with tier 1 reroll comps. So, that would be option 1. The other option is that you don't do the Replicator Brawler side. One thing you could probably do, which is not a bad idea, instead of doing this, you do Talon for the Stargazer, and potentially 3-star him as well. This gives you a 3rd DPS. You do Riven for Rogue, which gives you a 4th DPS. But now the problem is, the problem is getting Riven 2-star might be a bit tricky, but we'll see. 3-6, we're assuming level 8, we have Rogue, so we don't really have any other Rogues we want to add here. Having Nunu would be nice, but see, there's a few problems with Nunu here, because if it's tier 1 reroll, and Nunu's a very contested unit, and that needs specific items like Protector's Vow, Nunu 1-star would heavily underperform compared to Jax 3 and Aatrox 3. So it's actually not that good of an idea to go for Nunu as your main tank for this setup. Like, even a Nunu 1-star with like 1 item, he might struggle to get an ult out, which is something to keep in mind. So the question is, what can we throw in to beef up this comp? Now, in terms of damage, this is way higher damage, right? You have like a Talon 3, maybe a Thieves' Gloves on the Talon. You might end up with a Riven 2 on 8. She is also a pure DPS, right? Right now, this comp has enough damage, but it would be lacking some frontline. 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 2 spots left. One thing you could do is Maokai Tahm-Kench to give you Brawler, and also Oracle and Nova. So Maokai Tahm-Kench is an option here. This is option number 1. This is option number 1. And option number 2. I mean, I feel like with Riven, it's gonna be hard to play Nunu, to be honest. What about like Voyager with a Galio? Is that possible? 4 Fate Weaver would be too high on the DPS side. We don't want to think too much about Legendary since we're doing... yeah, for Bastion maybe. I can check that. Would be possible. I think it's weaker than the Brawler version though. I think Brawler fits... like... Tam gives you extra value to help you get to 8-9. And the Maokai fits in nicely with Nova. Ornn is not a bad unit, but you're not gonna get him to 3-star, so you're gonna be... and you might not have items for him, so there's another problem. And Ramos is honestly kind of shit, so I think it has to be the Vanguard. I think for Bastion is not good enough here. I mean, unless you find Shen. If you find Shen, it's different, but... I think, sorry, not Vanguard. I think it's Brawler. Like, this version, I think, is Brawler. I think this version is this. I feel like this makes the most sense. So now you're split into like 4 DPS, 4 frontliners. You have some tier 4. Like, this is tier 1 reroll into level 8, right? Like, maybe level 9 if you can get there, but you're not really gonna stress out too much about that. He's gonna give you extra value with Oracle. Riven 2 can help you to cap out in terms of damage. Pantheon for Timebreaker. I mean, Timebreaker in late game doesn't really do anything, the 2-piece. Like the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure Timebreaker is a mistake here. So what you can do is you can play Pantheon until you find Kench. And what you guys just have to accept is the fact Timebreaker is like a stage 2-3 trade. You're not playing this in the early game. You're playing Stargazer, Nova in the early game. So you're also not rolling for Pantheon, like never. Which means that you're gonna get like 2 or 4 gold of value from this Pantheon in the entire game. And Tahm-Kench's value is higher and Maokai's combat value is higher because the Nova from Maokai gives you a 15% heal on all allies, and the Oracle trait has about like 100 times more gold value than whatever Pantheon could provide. And the thing is, like, you're not looking for reroll value when going towards like 8-9. You want combat value because you're trying to secure your top 4 with your power spike. So I do believe Pantheon is a complete bait here. Like, I know the trade looks juicy and stuff like this, but trust me when I say this makes a whole lot more sense. So I feel like this looks pretty decent. Like, it looks a bit awkward with having like 3-2 Nova and 1-2 Timebreaker, but I'm pretty sure this makes a lot of sense to play it like this. But the thing is, like, so this would be like you find a lot of Talon and you want to cap out with the Riven, right? So this would be like the rogue option. The other option, wait, what was the other option? The other option was Lulu, Nunu, and what did I say? This was option 1. Let me just this was Kate, Twisted, reroll with Talon, Riven. Let me just save that. Okay. Okay, and what did I say what the other option was? You don't do the Talon, you do the Nunu, which means you want to have a Vanguard. Was it Nunu? No, it was Lulu, right? This one was Lulu with Pantheon, right? And then Tahm-Kench. It's like very budget. I feel like this is more of a low roll setup than 2, 4, 6, 7. Although technically you don't need to. You can make the same argument with the Maokai again. I just realized. Can do the same argument with Maokai here for Nova. What did I have here on level 8? I don't remember. Might have to go back on the. Did you know that working out with Set makes you bigger? I love this encounter. I don't have a replicator, I guess. I guess if I play Lulu, I'm gonna have to do Pantheon then. Unless I wanna do Nami for DPS. Zaya? Was it Zaya? No. Like, this was the Lulu replicator. Yeah, I think version, I'm done here. Let's go next. I mean, can we wait? Can we build? Let's try building. I mean, getting here might be hard, but problem is here you don't have Darkstar. I mean, technically this would be like, but if you do Nunu Mortar, then you end up with 4 Stargazer, so that's really awkward. I mean, I guess you don't need to do Zaya, but I mean, I guess you could do like Talon here and then do this, but Talon without Rogue doesn't have high value. Yeah, Mort said you need tier 3 star to get the gold on the 9 draw. Like, if you want to play Talon, I feel like you should do the Riven. If you don't do, like, you have to do Rogue, right? Like, Talon without Rogue isn't that strong. I mean, technically Blitz has value, but the problem is you don't really think about T5 units when playing. It's a tricky one. Is it always the Riven version, or do we have an alternative? I mean, you can do 4 Fate Weaver, but I don't think that one's correct either. What do we have? What do we have on the Vanguards outside of Nono? I mean, yeah, I guess one option would be just to do Blitz. Like, maybe just play Blitz Monster if you find him together with Nono. Like, we're assuming this is an item that's Blitz 1, maybe. 2, 4, 6. Is this like a Fate Weaver? Dumilio Corki. 4 Fate Weaver is kind of ugh. Like, a TF has enough crit, right? And with Caitlyn, you can avoid the crit part. Bloods. Yeah, this one I'm not really sure about. This one I am not really sure about. I like the initial version we had with the Riven and the Talon. That one feels like it makes the most sense. But yeah. Riven Talon versions feels like it makes the most sense. Riven, what was it? Riven, Talon, Tarmor, right? I feel like this one makes the most sense. The Fate Weaver, you have the Rogue. Potentially, like, you can itemize here, leftover items, you get value here, you get value here. I think this one makes the most sense. The thing is, like, what I like about this one is, like, you can always justify doing Tahm-Kench 1-star with no items. You can always justify this guy for value. But it's like, it's harder to justify a Nunu 1-star with no items than it is to justify a Tahm-Kench 1-star. Also, Brawler have a percentage HP gain, which is pretty good if you have a lot of 3-stars. Like, both the Nova buff from Maokai and the Brawler buff synergizes with the high HP pool from the 3-stars. Nah, side effect is useless. Okay, so I'll just leave it like this for the time being. This would probably be my first... Like, going deep into Nova, I felt like wasn't worth it. I think the only comp that wants 5 Nova is either a comp that has Emblem or that plays around Kindred. So I'm pretty sure Nova is not supposed to be played here. I mean, and keep in mind, this is like Medallion Stargazer. It's the only time you would play this Medallion Stargazer with an early augment that helps you with the tier 1 reroll. I think this comp is good. Like, if you hit early, I think this is like a top 3 type comp, you know, like very strong early mid game. You roll over people, eventually you're gonna get outscaled by the enemy legendaries or whatever. But if you manage to have a nice HP pool, then you might be able to secure like 2nd or 3rd. Don't expect to win lobby with this. Very likely too slow to win a lobby. I mean, Yasuo's blade is good on Caitlyn. I showcased this on my VOD channel. So yeah, okay, let's keep it like this. Okay, what else do we have on the tier 1 side? More did say you can reroll Primordian, although I feel like Primordian truly is just a top 4 comp, because like the Primordians themselves and the trade is really weak. Dealing damage spawns Swarm Sling based on their star level. Yeah, so this is like, I think he mentioned, like Morten mentioned, this is kind of like a Yordle type thing. The 3-piece gives you Briar, Rek'Sai, and Bel'Veth to help you 3-star them. There's also there's a lot of ways to get like 3 stars for Primordians. It's definitely very like early game focused. So there will be I think the high elo players will just use the bonus eco, and like the high elo players are gonna use it more like I mean, something to consider is if you have Briar and Rek'Sai 3-star, then the game should only give you Bel'Veth, I believe. Because like concept-wise, it makes sense that it would work like this. Because we had a trade, what was it? I think it was the family augment. You guys remember that one? the family augment that gave you like first the tier 1 families and then the tier 2 family. Was it just a trade that worked like this? I don't even remember, but so yeah, I think if you have Briar and Rek'Sai 3, then the value should be higher because you should be getting Belveths. And I assume once you have Belveth 3, it's gonna start giving you Briar and Rek'Sai again. Primordian, it's a like the reroll side of Primordian. I think it's too weak to justify the reroll, but let's assume we will be. I mean, the thing is like technically there is an emblem that is Spatula Belt, I think. So there's a primordial emblem with Spatula Belt that should be taken into consideration for the Primordian reroll, because if you let's do the following assumption, okay? You do Cho and you also reroll the Cho, and then you do this. Now you have 4 out of 3 Primordians. Now technically you don't need that, but it should increase the Swarmling base damage even more. Will that be worth it? I don't know. As far as I could tell, you only get Briar, Rek'Sai, Belveth from the trade, disregarding the emblem. Yeah, I'm currently streaming from Europe. I mean, Primordian emblem is Spatula Belt. It's really easy to craft in theory. The other alternative is that you just do these 3 and then you don't do Belveth and then you use 3 Primordian to get 2 gold every round. That is also one way to play it, right? You literally just don't care about the Belveth here. What I can say though is that, man, Rek'Sai and Briar are really weak. Like, they in terms of power, they're really, really weak. Rek'Sai is a pretty bad tier 1 tank. Briar, a really bad damage dealer compared to Talon. I'm not really sure if, like, I feel like Primordian is mainly going to be used as an eco boost. You know, like Briar 2, Rek'Sai 2, early game, get +1 throw in a Belveth, get +1 gold. Yeah, Primordian emblem is pretty dead, I agree. That's a very dead emblem. Okay. Don't you want the emblem on somebody who deals damage? I don't think it works like this, no? Wait, let me read it again. Dealing damage spawns swarmlings based on Primordian star level. What does that even mean? Dealing damage spawns swarmlings. I don't even know what that means. Debiel, thanks for the sub. I have some Primordian gameplay. I think I'm gonna have to like double check how that thing works. Problem is I don't remember what my Primordian openers were. When did I have a Primordian opener? I think I'm just have to go through all of those games. Mr. Dark Big Fan from YouTube, first time Twitch watcher. I hope you have a great day. Thank you. Okay, so this was no Primo opener. I know I had a wait, this is a I did solo leveling though. No, this was something else. Did I have oh wait, this is a primordial opener. Okay. So let's just watch what happens here. Okay, so this I'll take the slow here. Is there like a number, like a damage number you have to reach? Here's the first spawn. I think it's a flat damage number you have to reach, no? I don't think it's instances of damage dealt. That wouldn't make sense anyway. I think it's a flat number you have to reach. Like every like 200 damage dealt, you spawn one swarmling. Maybe I have a damage meter open in a fight. Wait, I have one open here. Also, the question is it like unique per unit, or is it... Let's see, when is the first... Okay, here's the first spawn. Briar at 260. But Rek'Sai... Bel'Veth reached to 50, but... Number of attacks... I don't know, that would make Bel'Veth too good with the slashes, I think. Trying to understand how this works. There's also the problem, is it pre or post mitigation? Like, I feel like... I mean, maybe we have to approach it... Wait, how much damage... Like, why did this thing spawn here? We have 263 Briar, 258 Rek'Sai, and 137. It's not 1000. It's like 500, 600. We need more to clarify how it works. I mean, it's easy to figure out once we have talkers, but more kind of rushed through the rundown. It's actually funny that if you want to get alcohol poison, try the following drinking game. Watch Mord's rundown, and every time he says the word weird, take a shot. And if you survive, come back to me. Okay, here's another one. 3 to 40. In terms of damage, it didn't feel like it went up that much. Was it a certain threshold that was reached? But I feel like... Why wouldn't... Like, now we have a third one. Is this one when Bel'Veth reaches 350? Is 350 the number? Maybe it's like individual for each unit. Like, once a unit deals 350 damage, post mitigation, you get one swarmling. No, but it's... No, that number doesn't make sense. You get one here. I don't get it. I mean, technically they reached 500 here, right? Combined, they dealt 500, but when the second spawns, they didn't deal 1k. No, they definitely didn't. I don't get it. I don't get it. Any ideas? Here, wait, here actually two of them spawned. What? Why did two of them spawn? What caused two to spawn here? You think it's number of attacks? Like, what's the... I mean, here we got like a double knockup. What causes two to spawn here? Nah, the in-game tooltip is not gonna help you here, I think. I don't get it. Maybe, oh, you think Rek'Sai was 2-star and this caused... But why didn't you get 2 earlier then? Yeah, it could be Rek'Sai being 2-star that caused a double spawn. Thank you, Jerome. Based on using abilities? Maybe. I mean, Bel'Veth ulted, you got one. Rek'Sai ulted, you got two. Actually? I think it's... But why would you get one here, though? If anything, it feels like at the end of their ability. You might be onto something. One sec. Let's watch a few more fights. But now here, wait. Oh, what's this Bel'Veth? Bel'Veth is casting and now we get a spawn. But the problem is casting also aligns with dealing damage. And here Rek'Sai casted and you didn't get any spawns. And here also only one of them spawned. Even though it was Rek'Sai. I don't know, I kinda don't get it. I kinda don't get it. I mean, we can try counting the attacks. Rek'Sai. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's hard. It's hard to read. Like here, both Rek'Sai and Bel'Veth are 2-star, but you only get a single bat flying. Unfortunately, like, I mean, you can spawn, like, bigger stuff with Primordian. I think you might need a 3-star for that. I think I had, wait, I think I had an Anima game with a Briar 3 where I spawned bigger stuff, if I remember this right. When I did the cash out. Wasn't it? Or was it a different game? Do I have Primordian? No, I don't have Primordian active in this one. Well, I don't know. It doesn't really feel like, I mean, I feel like we need to understand Primordian better. To understand, like, who to give the emblem to and how to properly min-mix the trade. But I can put it as a note that how does Primordian work? Danky, thanks for the sub. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna skip the Primordians for now, I think. Okay, so Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath is a kind of a strange one because as far as I understood, there's 2 different ways to play this guy. So Mord actually mentioned something that in 6 Darkstar, so if we do this, I mean, maybe we have an emblem, I don't know, we'll see, but if you have 6 Darkstar, you get, I'm just gonna use these dummies here. In 6 Darkstar, you get these black orbs, right? And apparently these orbs, they have health based on the health of all Darkstar units combined. Therefore, if you have a Cho 3 with a lot of HP, the orbs also have a lot of HP. So instead of just hard committing on 4 or wait, I just realized my duck is a little bit in the way for this. One sec. Let's not look. Where's the? Okay, let's move this a bit like here. Okay, so you can actually see the corner. Okay, so first of all, I mean, Cho, the way he works is he deals damage to lowest health enemy in range. Didn't I use? Didn't I? I faintly remember having a meme build with Cho'Gath. You guys remember that one? Which set was that? Was that set 9? I remember a meme build with Cho where I made him eat the enemy backline. Does anybody remember that? Was it like a sniper fishbones Cho? Which one was that? which Cho? Which one was that? It was definitely meme build. I could like barely make it work once, I think. Made a YouTube, I think I made a YouTube short about it. But like ranged Cho'Gath, yeah, I mean, it's too difficult to increase range. I mean, you can technically do RFC, but it's probably not the great. I mean, you can combine it with Pike to pull the fur. It's still rough. I mean, you would need like Cho here, Pike here, and then Pike. Yeah, it's still messy. So yeah, well, you definitely need a brawler, and I think if you need a brawler, then you always do Urgot or Kench in these types of scenarios. We don't actually have Marauder in Darkstar, so assuming this is Kench for value. So there's also, I feel like maybe the way, like if you want to commit onto the 6 Darkstar reroll, which would be Lysandra here as well, by the way. I mean, technically you could do Pantheon to get the replicator in. And then you give a Darkstar emblem to the Pantheon, so, you know, because it's like tier 1 reroll and you don't have Jhin right away. Then it could look something like this. Obviously there's still like some units missing, but the concept could look like this. You have a Cho 3 reroll with an emblem to reach 6 Darkstar to have like these big orbs here. Is that good? Probably not, but I just wanted to mention that it's an option. Assuming we don't go the Darkstar route, we have to figure out whether or not like a lot of these brawlers are pretty low value, if I'm honest, so I feel like, I mean, you're gonna need 2 Darkstar. You can't not do 2 Darkstar. So the question here would be, who is your filler Darkstar unit? You can run Kaiser and then throw in a Riven maybe to get people low. You can do Voyager with Karma. There's also like, we have Psionic with Gragas, so there's technically Shepherd. So you can do this, and then maybe it's like Pantheon. So maybe it's like Lysandra for Shepherd Darkstar, Pantheon for Brawler Replicator, Sona to cap out the Shepherd. And do we have like a Shepherd that makes sense here? Not sure. I mean, technically, I mean, Teemo could make sense with Cho'Gath because of the fights are pretty long. Like, Teemo is a good, like, Teemo is good in long fights, and a Cho 3 fight should be fairly long. And he doesn't actually need more than 1 space groove, technically. So that would be one way to play it. Although you're gonna struggle getting Shepherd in until you have Sona, so this is another problem. You can also do Rek'Sai 3, technically. Can Can do Rek'Sai 3 together with the Cho 3. I'm not sure if that one's gonna be worth it though, because I feel like Cho 3 feels pretty bad. Like the problem is I feel like if you end up spending money for these two, it's probably not worth it. I feel like these units here, they're kind of bad. They're like not worth rolling and itemizing. Yeah, I don't know, like Cho 3 is kind of rough. It's kind of difficult. Can we like maybe throw in some psionic stuff? I mean, you could argue like, hey, what if my... they don't have psionic items here, do they? No, they don't. You can be like, hey, what if... you can be like biomatter. It's like, oh, my first psionic item is biomatter. Therefore, I will biomatter the Cho'Gath. Therefore, I want psionic. Meaning I want one of those. See, the problem with Voyager is though, like the Voyager frontline is just a shield, which is, it's like a fairly low flat shield, which is pretty low value in Brawler. No, there's no Rek'Sai hero. Rek'Sai might have had a Darkstar emblem, and he got huge because of the Darkstar emblem. So yeah, Voyager feels kind of wrong. But what do you actually have then? I mean, Marauder Yi would like... At least this would give you sort of like more damage. So you're not... like, you can't rely on... Oops. You can't rely on Cho'Gath being a DPS. You do actually need to have some damage. So Urgot Yi could definitely help in this regard. Like, because he is Brawler Marauder, and then he is Psionic Marauder, so I feel like this could work to... like, Yi has nice damage, right? And even if Yi is not immediately 2-star, as long as the Brawler frontline survives, you should be fine. We need Darkstar though, like we can't get a... like, we have to play Darkstar. I mean, Jhin would be great in late game, but... I feel like 4 Psionic is not gonna be worth it here. It should be 2 Psionic max. I mean, you could also give Cho'Gath a normal item build and do one of the Psionic items for Master Yi. That's also an option. Yeah, trades are as flexible as the previous set. I still think like this set is very flex heavy and very filler trade heavy. Like, your playstyle between 16 and 17 is not gonna change that much. I don't need Pantheon here, right? This can be Tamkench to help. Need to be careful about the amount of high tier units we pick up though. What about Darkstar, man, though? Like, Darkstar is bugging me. I mean, I could do this, but which is like fine, I suppose. But how do we finish this? I mean, we could maybe go for like Cho Lysandra. I still don't think Rek'Sai 3 is gonna be worth spending money on. Like, Gragas with Psionic should be better. He also has more... like, Rek'Sai is a knockup, but Gragas has chill. Pantheon is a really nice tank who has Replicator for Liz. I mean, I feel like you'd probably want Sonar here. There are some pretty good Sonar mods that you want to have. But then again, she is Psionic, right? That would mean Victor. What was Victor's... is it really for Psionic? I don't think it is. It's Channeler. It's Mordekaiser. I mean, if you find Sonar, you're gonna play Sonar, obviously. Like, if you find Sonar, you should change your game plan to include her. She's very valuable. But assuming you don't find her... I mean, one way to play this is to do Galio. Like, one thing to consider maybe is that an argument to play Cho 3 is that you have a Brawler emblem, because if you have a Brawler emblem, you can do Galio. Like, you can do... and Galio is actually... oh, it's Mighty Mech, I think. Brawler Mighty Mechs should actually be pretty good. But if you do this, you probably want 6 Brawler, right? But then actually, Maokai's value would be high in 6 Brawlers. If Maokai's value is high in 6 Brawler, then you probably want a Nova. And the question is, which Nova would make sense? Attack speed, precision, Sunder, Challenger. I mean, Kindred... what do we have on the Challenger side? That's a hard one. That's a hard one. Like, Nova is hard to include here, actually. It's a shame. I mean, we could also do for... I mean, we probably upgrade the mech, right? So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. It doesn't look very good, though. I mean, the question is, like, is 4... like, I feel like maybe in this specific case, having a 4 Brawler with an upgraded Mighty Mech might actually be more valuable. Cho 3 is difficult. Cho 3 is difficult. I'm not really sure how to build this guy right now. Like, do you need a Darkstar emblem? Do you need a Brawler emblem? It's like your average 4 Brawler build with Cho. Like, the sort of like the most common idea would be that you do Rek'Sai, Lysandra, Cho 3, right? This is like the quote-unquote most obvious. And then you do Pantheon for Replicator. So this would be the sort of like obvious path to go for Cho 3. The problem is that the problem I have with this build is that I think it might be really weak. But I mean, we can try to go from here. So if we say, hey, we do Cho 3, we do Rek 3, we do Lys. We could could throw in a Belveth and then see if we can throw... I mean, we could do like Maokai, Belveth, Kindred. What about like that? So this gives us Primordian with Challenger. It gives us some late game here. Like, the good news about this one is the following. The Nova buff for Maokai has like a 15% heal, which is good for bruisers. Kindred is actually a unit that wants time, right? Like, Belveth can be item dump until you hit Kindred. Maybe it's like this. What do you guys think? I feel like this, and you get some eco. Actually, you don't get eco boost, but maybe it's like this. You do Belveth 2 item dump, push level, swap into Kindred. I can see that one actually looks a bit healthier compared to what we had. And then how would you go from there? 2, 4, 6, 7. How would you go from here? We have Marauder. I don't know if Marauder is gonna be that good in this. I mean, technically Marauder would be Urgot, right? But if you do Urgot, you either give up the Rek'Sai 3, the Replicator, or the Nova. Or you do 6 Brawler. Like, I mean, technically you could do Urgot Tam, and then just fully commit on the 6 Brawler side. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this could be... But I feel like... I don't know if that's ever gonna be worth it. Also, I feel like... I mean, it kind of... Like, whether or not you play Psionic with Gragas also depends on the Psionic item. That's a tricky one. Timebreaker. Timebreaker is not gonna be worth it here. It's not Timebreaker. One way to, I think I see one path, which is I think the Nova buff might not be that relevant. Both Kindred, like the Kindred Nova buff and the Maokai Nova buff, they're actually not that important. Meaning, if we truly want to camp out the late, we do this, and then we do is it like this? We item transform. I don't know if I don't know if 3 Shepherd is worth justifying to go this path. Like the good thing here is you get a psionic item, you get a nice legendary, so I like that part at least. But I feel like maybe it's a bait to do. Maybe the Shepherd is a bait. So maybe like the correct play is you literally just give up the Lysandra 3 in late game. You transfer to Sona and you give her up. Because then, like, if you do this, then like a potential pivot could be you give up the Pantheon, you play something like Tam or Maokai who has more value. You give up Liz and you play something like, I don't know, Jhin or Karma or whatever. Oh yeah, that one is a bit rough. That one is a bit rough to figure out, I have to say. Yeah, wait, I think I'm over here. I mean, it heavily depends on the psionic item, whether or not you want to... Like, the first psionic item would have to be something useful. But I mean, I like the concept. So you do Rek'Sai, Cho, Lysandra. This is your 3 stars. You item dump, AP item dump Liz. Then Cho has the Cho item. Attack speed, crit type items, Belveth. And then you transfer Belveth Kindred. I like that part at least. But how to go from here is a hard one. How to go from here is a hard one for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna put this down for now. Yeah, Zed can go infinite, yeah. But it's not that easy. Okay. Let's duplicate. At Ugotam, yeah, that's one way to do it. I did have that. Like, oh, you do Urgot Tam for Marauder 6 Brawler. That's the quote unquote, that's the easy way to finish this comp. You just commit on the vertical brawlers. And then you get the Marauder. Like, 2 Marauder isn't that big of a deal, 6 Brawler isn't that big of a deal, but it would be sort of like the, I don't want to think about it. It's not necessarily the strongest way to cap out this. I mean, I guess you do have Cho, so I guess you do want to min-max the brawler side to get the Cho as big as possible. Maybe it is just this. Maybe it's just this, to be honest. I feel like you can do a psionic variation if the first item is biomatter. If the first item is biomatter, you can do sort of like a variation of this. No brain is Morgana Graves. Well, I don't want to think about legendaries in tier 1 reroll. Is my like, I mean, you can consider adding like one star legendary, but chances are you're just playing for top 4, right? Like, I would say nowadays it's pretty rare for like, I mean, how many tier 1 comps did you see at Worlds, for example, right? Like, I mean, maybe there might be a tier 1 comp that slips through the cracks, right? But if we want to be real, you don't play tier 1 comps to win the lobby. Like, if a tier 1 comp is able to consistently beat legendary boards, Riot is gonna nerf it pretty fast. Which means that you should always play in a matter of, yeah, I'm just taking my top 4 go next, right? So this is why I also don't want to like focus too hard on the legendaries. It's like, because these types of comps, they're all about like, you kind of want to have your 3-star and like 3-1, start win streaking, use the power spike, etc., save up the HP. I mean, Cho'Gath does have a scaling element to it, but I don't think it's that crazy. But yeah. Okay, so this was Cho'Gath. I mean, it's an easy comp to play, so this might be a good beginner comp. As for items, I mean, it's probably something like, but Anima Visage for sure. You can't, yeah, you have to do Anima Visage here. That one has to be a given. The other two items we'll have to see. Can we Bramble or Declaw depending on the lobby? Could do, I mean, something I feel like would be really interesting on shows the Divine Zoraka artifact. That one might be interesting. If you're winning with a one-cost reroll comp, the lobby tempo is horrible. Yeah, I mean, you might be able to get away with it at the beginning of the set, but once people follow the meta sheets, yeah, good luck. Good luck. Ilau is Vanguard. She's not Brawler. Yeah, we know the psionic items. They're here. I think the artifacts are not here. They haven't listed the artifacts yet. What about Ezreal? You want to do Ezreal because of Pantheon? Okay, I can do a variation and we see how that one looks. A double scaling comp. Yeah, I kind of forgot that Ezreal actually has infinite scaling too. People were wondering about that one. So the core would be Ezreal. Well, he's sniper, so your dream late game Darkstar would be Jhin, obviously, but assuming we don't have that one. I think it's probably just it's probably just Nasa Mirror until you find Jhin. I don't think you would reroll either of these, so for now I'll just put in a random Samira, but Jhin would be the dream in late. I mean, Cho doesn't care about assists, right? I mean, well, you mean Ionic Spark to make it more likely that he kills someone? I mean, you're gonna need at least one sniper for the Ezreal damage increase. So this gives you Timebreaker. So I think the way Timebreaker was designed, I think Mort mentioned that with the vertical side of Timebreaker is only being played for Ezreal carry. I still don't think it's worth it though. I don't see that one worth it. I mean, it's probably still 6 Brawler though, no? It still feels like a 6 Brawler comp. So this would be double scaling. The dream would be to have Jhin. This would be the dream, right? Problem is, like, there's a few problems here. So one problem I see right away is that you can't do 6 Brawler till you have Jhin. Because you are definitely not skipping Darkstar. No way. And if you're so assuming you have something like Gnar, that means you need somebody with Darkstar. Because you're not giving this one away. So now the question is, like, who do you do? Do you still do Lysandra and go for like more 3 stars? Because of, I mean, I guess you do have the Pantheon, so I guess this kind of makes sense. I feel like you can probably ditch the Rek'Sai 3 here and focus on these. I feel like maybe Rek'Sai wouldn't be worth it here. Maybe Rek'Sai is like 2-star and you ditch. Maybe it's like that. At least this gives you Darkstar, right? Gragas. I mean, it would be Urgot, right? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. But it's like, this is kind of expensive. Like, I feel like I don't see you doing 6 Brawler here ever. 2, 4, 6, 7. I feel like if you play the Ezreal version, you're staying on 4. I think you're staying on 4 Brawler on the Ezreal version. Well, MF is not a sniper though. She's channeler, challenger, and replicator. Oh, you want to do replicator Miss 4? I mean, nah, but if you want to play MF, you do tier 3 reroll. This is tier 1 at the moment. It's a tricky one. It's like an option of doing 4 Darkstar. I don't know. Ezreal. I wonder if Ezreal is gonna be separate though. Because I feel like Ezreal, I think you're just staying on 2 brawlers, I would say. I think Ezreal is 2 brawlers. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really seeing the path here right now. That one does feel like a lot healthier in terms of the way it's being set up. The thing is, like, I don't know. I have a feeling like Kindred can easily outperform Ezreal. So having like Kindred would be more reliable. Even if Ezreal ended up scaling a lot. And I also think if you do Ezreal, you might have to rush 4 Timebreaker for the combat boost with the attack speed to keep him more relevant in the mid game. I think the Ezreal version looks different. I don't think you combine Cho with Ezreal reroll. The concept of double scaling is funny, but I think it's too difficult. It's also, there's gonna be this issue. There's gonna be like this itemization issue where if you prio on Cho, you wanna have Cho items, but if you prio on Ez, you wanna have Ez items because otherwise it's gonna like have a hard time scaling. So going for like a double scaling, you're gonna run into an itemization issue, I think, where both of them are just gonna be too weak to be relevant. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea to go for both. Okay, so we have Brawler Cho into like 6 Brawler Cho with like Kindred. Belveth into Kindred with Lysandra as support. We have the Caitlyn Twisted Fate comp. This is Stargazer Medallion. This is Brawler Cho. Okay. I don't think you transform Urgot here. Urgot is just a trade bot in this one. Really? I mean, you can do a Protbound Show maybe. Protbound does scale of max HP, so. But if you make Cho'Gath too early, I mean, this is always an argument, right? If you give him a Protbound, he will always get at least 1 cast out, but and the shield does scale, so it's definitely like not horrible, but if he ults early, he's less likely to kill because the unit, his target isn't low enough yet. Something to consider. So for Primordian reroll, I think I'm gonna ignore Primordian reroll for a time being. I think Leona, I think Arbiter is never tier 1 reroll. So the way Arbiter can work is that there's a lot of ways to get a free Leona from Arbiter. There's like a lot of ways of having a high chance to receive a free Leona, which causes you to get Leona 3-star for free. So Leona would never be part of a tier 1 reroll. She would always be tier 2 or tier 3 Arbiter reroll. I guess we can also talk about hero augments, right? We haven't talked about those yet. I mean, I tried the Aatrox hero, I think. It's not very strong. Like, most hero augments are actually on the weak side in this set. And I think I want to keep it that way. So the hero augment for Aatrox is like a triple jump. Like, I mean, it's getting like outscaled really hard. Who was the other hero augment? I was like Nasus Bonk. Poppy, I haven't actually seen the Poppy hero once. I know some people had it, but I've never seen it. Technically, this can work, right? The Meeple reroll. Vega was pretty strong, to be honest, from what I've seen in the playtest. He had nice damage. Let's see, how would that work? Meeple reroll. Well, one question is whether or not you go vertical. An advantage of going vertical is that you can finish your 3-stars if you couldn't find them in time. But to get the 7-piece, you need to find 2 tier 4 units. Or 1 tier 4 unit with an emblem. Bastion, Shepherd, Voyager, Sniper. Well, we're gonna need at least 1 replicator. I mean, honestly, this could be a Stargazer comp as well, no? I think it can be a Stargazer comp. So you do Lulu Replicator. You do Jenks for Bastion. Like, this could be a medallion. Maybe it's like Aatrox. No, wait, Aatrox, not a Stargazer. Do we have a Vanguard in Meeple? We don't, right? We have Fate. I mean, we have Fate Weaver, so that kind of implies Twisted Fate. You do TF Corky? Is that it? Is it something like that? Currently, that's not enough frontline. I mean, you could go 5 Meeple, I suppose. You can... It's Ramos' Bastion, Voyager, Shepherd for Meepsy. Currently on 6 units. I don't like. That's not a good way to close this out, though. There is not a good way to close this. I mean, I guess we can. Let's do the no. The issue with no would be that Meeple doesn't have a Vanguard, as far as I know. They have like 2 Bastions, and that's it. 2 Bastions and a Voyager. So, I mean, the question is, do you want to stay on 3 Meeple, right? Like. Because if you want to stay on 3 Meeple, then maybe you would close it out with Bard, I suppose. You would have like Bard to throw Vega or a bunch of Meeps and throw in a Vang. I mean, well, I can add a bunch of legendaries here. Like I can add like Blitz and Bard to help me close this out, but Mortar? Do we have a channel? Oh yeah, we need a channeler, true. What do we have on the dark side? We have Vanguard, we have Bastion, we have Meeple, we have Channeler, we have Stargazer. Mighty Mech and Karma. Yeah, maybe. That might be it. Let's see, how much do we have here? I mean, this is like level... Can you get here? Well, the good news is we only need like a Bard 1-star, right? Like, that's fine. That would be fine. Although I feel like the backline here is questionable. Frontline is fine, but I feel like the backline is questionable. How good would Meeple be here? Astronauts attract memes that empower them. Grant the nearest allies an additional meep. There's also the question whether or not you want to do a replicator build, right? So replicator build could be... Well, you probably want the Nami here, but... But I mean... would you ever do 4 replicator with a tier 1 though? I feel like 4 replicator is just a level 8 mid-game type thing, where you just like, you itemize a Veigar 2 and you transfer to Nami 2. Or like you transfer to Nami 1. Look for Nami 2 and play for top 4. I feel like replicator feels very level 8-ish. I mean, partly because you don't have legendaries on the replicator side, and also because unless you find Nami 3-star, you ain't winning the late game boards. Yeah, I feel like replicator is just let's try to salvage the game types. I mean, well, it's just like tempo. Just level 8, itemize, transfer into Nami. It's nothing interesting, to be honest. Oh, one thing I wanted to know, I mean, I guess we can go a little bit chaotic here. So 7 Shepherd is definitely a comp, but it can only be played with an emblem. I was kind of curious to see who actually takes the emblem here. So it is Sona. 4, 6. Can add like 3 units. One of them is receiving a Shepherd emblem. And that has to be a Nunu, right? Because of Ilaoi. I mean, it's either Nunu or Blitz. You could do Nasus Blitz and go 3 Space Group, but I don't actually know if that's worth it. I mean, Blitz is good to help you cap out in late, I suppose. Nunu is good for CC, Blitz is good for damage. Depends on what you want, right? We also have Voyager here. Voyager with Meepsy is an option. I mean, Voyager feels pretty interesting overall. I mean, you do have the big Meepsy thing, right? Yeah, Nunu is the CC tank in this set. 8. I mean, I think Shepard, the star level is the relevant, right? So you definitely want it on a 2-star unit. I mean, 3-star would be great too, but... Shepard. Probably no chance for Stargazer in this one. Voyager could be... I mean, you can also do just Karma Galio, maybe? Like, I mean, I guess I did have that, but... So this would be the final board. And then you have Shepherd. Something like this. It would be like 7 Shepherd, 3 Voyager, 2 Darkstar, 2 Vanguard, 1 Space Groove. I can still see some late game issues with this comp. Sona is not bad, but like a Sona 2-star with item, she's definitely relevant. Ilaoi is a good tank, the Mighty Mech and Nunu. Like front line, I think on the front line. Why is Nunu? I think on the frontline side you're actually pretty good. You have like, not only do you have pretty high quality frontliners with Nunu, Mech and Ilaoi, you also get the 7 Shepherds summon. So I think on the frontline side you're actually fine here. A little bit worried about damage. As far as I can, like Karma always felt a bit iffy, and Sona would need like 2-star and 3 items to be relevant. LeBlanc could be a carry, sure. I I mean, the problem is, like, somebody mentioned Leona, but Leona is a really weak tank, and most of the Arbiter effects aren't worth carrying over into late game. The CC from Nunu would outperform whatever Arbiter has to offer. The earliest grave? I mean, I don't know, 3-2 with a recombobulator? It's a summoner tank. I actually haven't seen the 7 Shepherd. Mort mentioned something about it, that the 3-piece gives like some AP, the 5-piece deals some damage, but I don't think he mentioned what the 7-piece did. Also, I don't think I've seen the 7-piece yet. It's a little bit hard for me to estimate. I mean, Voyager is the equivalent of Strategist. It's like, or it's a very, very similar take on Strategist. So the thing is, like, when Strategist was meta, when would you ever say it's like, oh yeah, let me like play less Strategist? Like, if we're being real, Strategist was so disgusting, you always wanted more and more. So I feel like if we treat Voyager for a Strategist, then it kind of makes sense to add more, right? Especially considering Karma gives us Darkstar, which is an incredibly valuable splash trait. And the Mighty Mech adds another nice frontline. So it does feel like it probably is this, to be honest. It feels correct to play it like this, in my opinion. This is 7 Shepherd with Emblem 3 Voyager. Okay. Okay, what else do we have? Like, the thing about like if we take something like Meeple, for example, I feel like Meeple is always gonna end the same way. Like, if you go 7 Meeple, I feel like you're always gonna end the exact same way, which is you're taking augments that gives you like dupes and rerolls and stuff like this, and then you finish the 3-star with the 7 Meeple hex. And if you don't get the 3-star Corki or 3-star Ramos, you just die. You just top 4 or you die. I don't think there's another way of playing 7 Meeple. I don't know. I feel like 7 Meeple truly just has only one way to play it, which is find that Ramos 3, find that Corki 3. But assuming, okay, so first of all, assuming we want to play it like this, okay, so how would the comp actually look like? So Ramos Poppy stay because of Bastion. I think Meepsy stays for frontline and for crowd control. Corki Bard stay for late game, which means out of these 3, we have to kick out 1. We don't have a Brawler, which makes Pantheon and Replicate. I feel like Vega is probably the least interesting. Like, if it's just a Vega 2, we can easily kick him, I think. Fizz gives you crowd control and potentially like a Riven angle. Gnar. I mean, we don't have Sniper, but maybe it looks like this. So this is level 7. You can, on the Fate Weaver side, what do we have? Nothing. Okay. Thing is, like, I don't even know if Corki needs Fate Weaver to function. He has innate spell crit. Like, you don't need to activate Fate Weaver to get the spell crit. So Corki, you can always skip Infinity Edge on this guy. Karma and Jin. I don't trust this frontline enough, to be honest. I feel like you want a Galio here. I think Galio is the correct. Like, I like Fizz is not a frontliner, right? Like, this is like a rogue, which doesn't even have rogue active. I kind of feel like you want the Mighty Mech, to be honest. He gives you Voyager and he's a frontliner, so I feel like you kind of want that guy. I mean, Karma Jin gives you Darkstar, Sniper, Voyager, but the problem is like, one problem I have with Karma is especially, like, she is bad when itemized and really bad when not itemized. That's what she felt like to me. So she's gonna be a really weird one to add. Like adding Karma just for the trades. I mean, like Voyager Darkstar is nice, but I feel like right, this did keep her ability in check because of her splash trades. Karma Jin. I feel like with Karma Jin, your front is too weak. That's the one problem I see here. Like, Ramos is not that good of a tank. Poppy 2 is not that good of a tank. Meepsy 2 is not that good of a tank. I'm pretty sure your front is too weak. Yeah, maybe it's like more like... I mean, the way... Okay, listen. The way you have to consider it is like this, right? You're playing a comp that absolutely 100% aims for Ramos 3, Corki 3. There is no other win condition if you commit to 7 meeple. Which means that you need a board that is capable of buying you enough time to get to Ramos 3 or Corki 3. This is how you have to approach this. Right? You shouldn't be thinking like your late game fights is either you have your 334 or you're dead. There is no Karma, Jin, or whatever is gonna save you. Yeah, FD 334 or you're dead. That means what is the board on level 8, level 9 to buy you enough time? I wonder if it's just Riven. Like, no joke. I wonder if you just Riven for Rogue and add some damage. Like, Riven needs nothing, right? Like, Riven literally just needs the Rogue trait, which you get from Fizz. Now, since Corki is 80, you can put leftover AP items onto Riven, while Bard is still 1-star. And Riven is pretty good at killing some units to minimize damage taken. So maybe it's just Riven. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to find out how important Fate Weaver is for Corki, but I think you can get away without Fate Weaver on him. It's just really, really hard to justify Caitlyn, Milio, or Twisted Fate on this comp. That is really hard to justify. Shen. I mean, you have Bastion from Poppy Ramos. And Shen is like actually, I mean, Shen is weird. Like, Shen is... What was his item build? I think Shen was something like BT, Ginzo, Eon, or Sterak. Or like, I don't know. Like, Shen is a really strange champion on, like, he's a Ginzo AD marksman. Yeah, I don't think Fate Weaver is needed either. Like I said, it's like your win. I mean, yeah, you can argue if the more Tier 4 units you have, the more you're thinning out the pool, and the more potential targets for 7 meeple you have to find your 3-star, right? And that's an argument for Riven over Shen. I think I'll try it like this, I think. But yeah, like I said, nothing you really do matters with 7 meeple if you can't find 3-star Tier 4. Which means that this comp is actually a little bit augment dependent. You want augments like max build, just hit, prismatic ticket, stuff like that. Also, I think Ari Space God can help. Because she can give you like rerolls and eco. So yeah. I don't know, maybe it's something like that. 7 meeple with 3-star tier 4 WinCon. How are you? I'm fine. Thanks for asking. I think, yeah, the lucky appears to be how often he gets the big rocket. I mean, the problem with Shen is that you already have 2 out of 2 Bastion, right? Like, so Shen is not going to give you any value towards Bastion unless you have very specific items for him. His actual auto attack value, like his damage value, won't be there either. And his bulwark is nice, but it's nothing to lose your mind over. Bulwark can actually mess you up with baiting you into bad positioning. Like, Shen is a great unit, I just don't... Like, this is a very, very tier 4 heavy comp, which is why I think going for 4 tier 4 units makes perfect sense. You want to thin out the pool and increase your odds for the 3-star tier 4. You have like 4 potential choices, right? Like, you just scout the lobby, and you're like, nobody's playing Riven, nobody's playing Mighty Mech, right? And then you just aim for that 3-star tier 4 win con. Like, this is very, very specifically a 3-star tier 4 win con with 7 meeple. If you don't do this, don't play for 7 meeple, trust me. The only way 7 meeple can be justified is to have a 3-star win con. Okay, let's go next. What else do we have? What is worth talking about? I mean, there's always there's like the hero augments, but I think I want to skip them for the time being. Like, Mort mentioned that 6 mech it's kind of a bait, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the playtest said the same thing. And I mean, everybody who played 6 mech was like, this isn't worth playing. So yeah, everybody kind of agreed that 6 mech is like, in 95% of scenarios, it's not correct to do 6 mech. So something to consider is you should only do 3 or 4 mech, and that's it. Which means that you can, like, for example, I can do this, upgrade one of them and stay on 4 mech, or I upgrade one of them. Usually it's, I feel like the Mighty Mech upgrade might legitimately be the worst one. Mighty Mech upgrade makes the most sense if you have a Brawler emblem or like a Vanguard emblem. Because upgrading Galio gives you a lot of HP, so, but it doesn't interact with Voyager. So you would want it to interact with a different trait, meaning Brawler Vanguard. So if you don't have Brawler Vanguard emblem on the mech, I feel like you kind of never upgrade this guy. The upgrade is also honestly not that good. Like, the main reason for the upgrade is the HP buff, but it doesn't justify losing a full unit slot. So it's either like, but I think if you want to play Urgot or Aurelian carry, you do want the upgrade, because the non-upgrade version does seem to be a lot weaker. Yeah, Ras doesn't need Browser for Life. There's a lot of comp where there are a lot of comps where you can play Ras. I'd rather play 7 meeple if there's a +1 meeple. Yeah. You can start like collecting the stacks early. Oh yeah, something I noticed. I think there's a change to the meeple thing. Let me double check something, but I think there is a very important change to meeple. Let me show that really quickly. So something I did test with 7 meeple was Because one time, I think I remember that there was a time where I wanted to go for a legendary and then I decided against it. Might be a different game than this one. Yeah, I think, okay, it was a different game. Let me check the other one. I think it's this one. So I think there was a game where I was aiming to duplicate a legendary. It's this one, right? Okay, so this is something that's, I think, important to remember. And in set 11, I believe, if you upgraded a unit with the way, it would always go back to 0. I think that was a hard rule. No matter the amount of stacks you had, when you copied something, he would go to 0. And I believe this was changed. So right now I have 4 stacks, which means I'm gonna have 5 stacks next round, when he's gonna copy the core key. And I think what's important is that I don't have 0, I have 1. Which means there's an overflow. This is actually kind of relevant because that means you can delay your tier 4, or you can even like create more stacks. Like you can maybe do an item anvil. You can maybe put an item anvil on the thing, go to 6 stacks until you find the tier 4 unit you're looking for, so you don't waste a round. Because like item anvils, like a component anvil should take 7 rounds to copy. So what you can in theory do is, if you just upgraded the unit you want to copy and you don't want to waste the stacks that you have, but you want to keep creating a stack, you can do something like throw an item anvil, go to 6-7, yes, I said it, go to 6-7 stacks, then remove the item anvil until you have found the unit you want again, copy it, and then copy it again. So that's something to keep in mind. There's like a potential tech here. It's a little bit niche, but I don't believe this was possible with Wei. Is it stacking if there's no unit on it? I don't think so. I don't think I've tested this. I don't think I've tested this. This is actually a good question. Is it stacking if there's no unit on it? Did I ever have an empty bench? I don't think I ever had an empty bench. I think I paid too much attention to it. Nah. I always had a unit on it. It's something worth testing though, whether or not it would stack without a unit. If you have 6 stack, you put a 2-cost unit, will you have 4 stack remain? Yeah, that's what you have. This is what I just mentioned. In the past it would go to 0, but in the future, like in set 17, you can have 6 stacks, upgrade a tier 2 unit, and then still have 4 stacks. That is possible. Any unit in the set that could become your all-time favorite unit? I mean, Graves has incredibly high potential. Same for Zed. I would say those two are the most likely candidates. I would say it's probably these two. Graves and Zed have crazy potential. Okay, how would a mech comp work? Let's try an Urgot 3, because I kind of like Urgot 3. I kind of want to try playing him a bit. How would Urgot 3 work? So let's assume we upgrade Urgot. One question we have to ask ourselves is, do we care for 1580 in AP? Because I think we don't. I actually think we don't. Unfortunately, Voyager is giving Urgot only a shield, right? Like, I believe Urgot is considered a fighter, and the shield is worthless. So Maokai Akali, Psionic. Yeah, it seems like a brawl up Psionic Nova mix, right? Maybe it's actually fairly straightforward. Let me check. So this. I think these for sure, right? Then Akali, this gives us precision. So now we have precision. And we have Marauder, and we have Nova. I feel like this is probably your core. More Marauder would be more Omnivamp than 80. More like I feel like, yeah. I think you do want 3 mech though. Like if I add Galio or Aurelion, I get 2080 AP on him. That's probably worth it. Yeah, that's definitely worth it. So we're gonna have to add Galio or... Oh yeah, we have to throw in Master Yi, true. Is Marauder... It's a 2-4 trade. Ah, it's a tricky one. Is it 4 Brawler for Marauder then? With 3 mech? You have Marauder Challenger here for some attack speed. I mean, Fiora could be a nice way of capping out the comp. This is 2, 4, 6. I mean, I can kind of see it. Like, maybe we do an Aurelion here. I mean, the problem is we have to count Cho'Gath as 2, right? So this would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So this could be final board then. Maokai could actually be main tank here. Maokai is a really nice passive, and he is tier 3 together with Cho'Gath. Nah, I don't think you do 4 Psionic. I mean, Akali gives you spell crit for Cho'Gath. That's probably worth it. Yeah, you could do Galio over Aurelion, but I feel like you might have enough frontline already. Having like an AP or like just a Morello backliner, you know, like this could be literally be just this, right? Just like, I mean, oh wait, actually I realized something. This is not the flying Aurelion, this is the laser Aurelion. Damn it. Wait, laser Aurelion might be too weak to play. No, I mean, listen, we are upgrading Cho'Gath for sure, which means that Cho'Gath is 2 out of 3 mech. If I add Galio or Aurelion, I am adding 2080 AP to my Cho'Gath. 2080 AP is nothing to squeeze at. Together with 4 Marauder, that's like a 50-80 on the Cho'Gath. Triggers the upgrade, you have a consumable for it. I mean, the thing is, like, how much do we really want to talk about legendaries when we're playing, this is level 7 tier 3 reroll. I mean, technically it's almost level 6, no? I mean, but we have like 6 slots. Maybe we should be approaching this differently. Question is like, the problem is I feel like a lot of psionic items wouldn't be worth it here. And if Cho'Gath is your main carry, you're a lot less reliant on Master Yi. So assuming we're level 7, we do Cho'Gath 3, we do Maokai 3. We would have like 1 slot from the space, which would be maybe a mech, right? Like, it could be, I don't know. It could be, this could be your level 7. If like Tamkench 1-star, Mighty Mech 1-star, you go for Maokai 3 main tank, Cho'Gath 3 main carry. Obviously, we're lacking some damage. I mean, Cho'Gath is strong, but it's very single carry at the moment. Do we have anything on the tier 3? What if we throw in Aurora? I wonder. Aurora is tier 3 Voyager, which would have synergy with the mech. Although I feel like Voyager isn't very good if you're going for brawlers. The value is a lot lower. Akali is tier 2, so not sure about adding Akali as a carry. Raz is just a tank. We have enough tanks here. We would need damage. I'm actually leaning towards kicking Akali out and just playing. I mean, you could do. Bev would just be early mid game. Yeah, I'm trying to like. That's why I was thinking like maybe it's Aurora. She is Voyager. She's tier 3. She's AP. Something we're currently missing. She's actually kind of a nice unit as well, like in terms of damage. There's one problem though to consider, which is assuming this Urgot is upgraded, this is level 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because Urgot counts as +2. So, but we want to roll on 7. Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem? I mean, on level 7 and transform 3-star Urgot has to be enough. Well, but then if you want to do it like that, then it has to be Yi, I think. And maybe kick out Akali. I mean, I don't think the precision is that important here. Like, I can definitely see myself, like, not needing the precision. Victor, Victor was Channeler, right? Which technically synergizes with Victor's Channeler, which synergizes with Aurelian. So this could be an alternative. It's still level 8, right? But no, 6 mecha is always wrong. Okay, I mean, looks alright. I know it's level 8, but it is what it is, right? I think you can skip. You can probably get away without Akali or something. But then again, he is Marauder. Maybe you just get away without Aurelian, like Aurelian joins on 8? Maybe that's it. Aurelian just joins on 8, but Board did mention that Aurelian is more like strong early and falls off a cliff. So it's kind of weird to add a unit later that falls off a cliff. Or you just don't upgrade the Urgot. That's another option. Like, do you play Urgot reroll without upgrading Urgot? Like, how important is the upgrade? I feel like it is pretty important because you're playing brawlers and it's a huge HP increase. So I do think it's correct to mecha the Urgot. Always. Huh. The thing is, like, what psionic item would make us tunnel on the psionic so much? Because I feel like we might be overvaluing psionic here. Like, yeah, sure, this is nice and everything, but a lot of value of psionic is actually in the early game. You know, you can have 2 psionic in stage 2-1, and the power lies in having an item advantage, but this stuff doesn't scale that well. Reject for Brawler, for Rast, or Roar. Don't think so. Nah, that don't, no. This wouldn't work. These would not work. I don't think it's a good, like, I think Brawler is more important than you think here, especially with the Cho'Gath. It's so much HP. You can't. I don't think you can. I don't think you can ignore it. Voyager is useless in this comp. Brawler has really high value. Like, keep in mind, Cho'Gath is 3-star. That's a lot of HP. He's Brawler. That's a lot of HP. The mech upgrade gives him 60% more HP. That's a lot of HP, right? Like, all of this so far is like synergistic. I mean, I think it's just Yi Fiora. I feel like 4 Marauder is the correct way to do this. To cap this out. This feels correct, to be honest. I mean, you can do Galio instead of Aurelion. The difference is a little bit whatever. Like, it's just gonna be the laser Aurelion. He doesn't really do that much. He just gives mech at the moment. But Galio, like, I feel like Galio would only make sense if you have a Brawler emblem in this comp. Because you have a lot of frontline. You don't need Galio for this comp. Will you find Fiora? I mean, this is level 9, what you're looking at right now. This is level 9. Because Cho'Gath counts 4 plus 2. So 4 Marauder is sort of like the way you can be like 3 Marauder and then you go level 9 and then you cap out with Fiora, for example. I mean, having Aurelion, it's probably fine, right? Because like you don't really have any AP item dump in this comp. And so Aurelion is just gonna be like Morello and whatever AP items you find that you can't use. So he's just gonna be sort of like a... You don't have the Starship here, keep that in mind. You don't have the Starship Aurelion. It's, you can't upgrade him here. What you can actually do on... I think this is level 8, right? Technically on level 8 you could upgrade Cho'Gath and Aurelion. And then this gives you 4 mech. And that way you get the Starship. So this could be your... This would be 2, 4... This could be a level 8. You have upgraded Cho'Gath, upgraded Aurelion with Tam, Grogger, Smoke, Gaia, Kali. Like, this could be a level 8, and then once you find... The question is, like, is a Master Yi 1-star with no items and a whatever psionic truly worth it, right? Any planned duck skin you're excited for? The one I'm the most excited about is... I mean, we already have some really cool ones that I can't show you yet, but the one I'm the most excited for is inspired by Samira. So we pretty much, the idea was, give me a body-tight orange glitter suit that looks as cursed as possible. This is gonna be the Gwen skin for set 17. But yeah, we'll have to see. I think Cho'Gath is probably a BT Titan Sterak, no? I feel like Sterak has to be a given. Sterak has to be a given with the high HP he has. Same for BT. And then Titans is just for CC immunity. I feel like you might be able to get away without Titans, but I feel like BT Sterak... Like, maybe it's IE. If you, I mean, but the thing is, like, you have Akali here, right? So it could even be a Ginzo, maybe. I mean, I feel like if I remember right, the upgraded form is low base attack speed, but I feel like BT Sterak has to be core, and then the third item we'll have to see what makes sense. Whisper, Titans, Infinity Edge, Hand of Justice, Kraken, Edge of Night, Giant Slayer, maybe. Deathblade should also be good. Wait. I probably should have read this, but do you guys remember this? This Urgot, I believe, is a kind of a reprint of I mean, I remember the Cambaron Urgot guy. Didn't he have like a capped attack speed and he transformed attack speed into 80? Oh no, wait, that was set 10, right? That was set 10 Urgot. I don't think this guy has it though. Because I remember back then that doing the math, red buff actually outdamaged Deathblade. Because red buff gave so much attack speed and the conversion rate on Urgot 3 was so good that red buff was legitimately stronger than Deathblade. But that was set 10, I think. The thing is, like, I feel like this set is actually not that CC heavy, and I think Urgot getting CC'd isn't that big of a deal, because the guy is tanky that guy's crazy tanky. Like a BT Sterak for Brawler Urgot with mech upgrade, this guy is, you can't burst this guy down. And I feel like in terms of CC, what we have in the set, I don't think you can stunlock this guy either, so maybe you can get away without Titans. Maybe it's like Giant Slayer, red buff, etc. Maybe a crit item to... right now his crit chance is 25%, and he gets spell crit from Akali, so maybe it's a crit item that you want. Maybe it's a crit item. I mean, you could still do Infinity Edge and take the increased crit chance. Striker, Whisper, IE, Hosh, Steadfast. Nah, BT makes a lot of sense because you get a lot of shield value from having the... Like, this guy is gonna have like 5,000-6,000 HP. So the BT shield value is actually really high. I mean, Titans is the, like, that's the safe play, right? Like, if you don't want to use your brain, you just give him Titans and you just ignore. There's nothing wrong with this item build, right? Nothing wrong with this item build. I mean, this guy is gonna dash into enemy third row and starts getting focused fairly quickly. I think Deathblade is good. Like, no joke. I think Deathblade is pretty good on him. Like, he has Omnivamp from Marauder and from BT, so more damage equals more healing. I can see Deathblade being pretty strong on him. But I feel like BT Sterak makes a lot of sense with his HP values. Like, Sterak especially is... Sterak is very likely best in slot. I mean, I feel like maybe you can skip the BT for a Hosh if you want to increase his crit chance, but yeah. I feel like not doing Sterak would be a huge mistake. No, the siege tank also dashes. He does, like, so if you play Akali with 2 Nova, Akali will give Urgot spell crit. So you can still do IE for crit chance and technically 10% more crit damage, but you don't need IE for spell crit, just something to keep in mind. Blue buff? I think he has pretty low base. We can actually watch Urgot a little bit. Keep an eye out on this guy. Okay, when did I play? Wait, when did I play Urgot carry? Was it the Morgana game? Okay. Okay, so just to compare... So this is the non-mecha Urgot. So we get a feeling for this guy. Actually, did I transform him? No, I already transformed him, right? Oops. This fight, he is non-mecha Urgot. Okay, so like he dashes here and then immediately procs the weapon on the TF. There's no mana lock, right? Just double checking. Does he have mana lock during shield? Ah, yeah, he does. Okay. So Urgot has mana lock during shield. Interesting. That makes... So high shield would sort of like synergize really poorly with mana regen then. Oh, did you see that? I did not like what I saw there. So the BT shield procced, right? So BT shield procced, and then he does the dash. But look at this. I'm gonna go frame by frame. It's the entire shield that has to go, which means the BT shield was in front of the Urgot shield. So the BT shield was actually keeping him mana locked longer. Ooh. Like, look at that. He's still mana locked. Actually, I mean, he stops getting mana. Like, I think he still has a tiny shield when he got mana again. Is it a timer? What does it say? Gain shield for duration seconds and dash behind. I'm gonna assume that the... Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Okay, I wanna watch this Urgot a little bit to get a feel for him. I think he attacks slower, but he actually gains more mana with each auto attack, right? I mean, this guy actually dashes a lot. Shield duration doesn't seem to be that long, though. I don't think blue makes sense. The guy, I don't know, the guy needs like two auto attacks. The guy needs like 2 auto attacks to... cast again. It's like 1 auto attack, 2 auto... So, wait. I think it's because of mana overflow, right? It looks like it's 3-2, 3-2. Because he's a fighter, so he's not gaining mana from damage taken. So I think he gets like 20 mana per auto and he has 50 base mana, if I see this right. He only gets 20 because of the transform. Yeah, he has 50 base. Okay, so if you transform Urgot, he gets double mana per auto attack. And there's 10 mana overflow. So the first cast will take 3 autos, the second cast will take 2 autos. Okay. Yeah. And then this should take 3 again. And then you overflow 10. Yeah, so he's alternating 3-2. Like, so I'm pretty sure it's like Shojin Blue makes 0 sense. I think we can say that much for sure. Oh. do wonder what his item build is, though. Like here, I ended up going 6 mecha, but like don't do 6 mecha. 6 mecha is worthless. Question is, how good would Ginzo be? But I think Ginzo's bad. I think I'm leaning Deathblade. I think I'm leaning BT Sterak Deathblade. Sterak actually gives you like a nice amount of HP, which synergizes with the mech and the brawler amplifier. And then BT amplifier. Yeah, I think for me, I think it's BT Sterak Deathblade. Yeah. He could be funny with the Yasuo artifact, maybe. Nah, double Sterak is like the shield is stacking, no? Or did they change that? Okay, wait, let's I mean, okay, this guy is a Xayah too. That's pretty hard to beat, but let's rewatch this fight. Now, Aurora was set 12 legendary. I think we got another Aurora as well in 14. I think it's like a third appearance or something. So, I mean, the idea, the reason why we're not doing Infinity Edge is because we're probably playing Maokai with Akali, which gives us spell crit. But we would still be interested in having crit chance. I mean, the problem is if you do BT Sterak Deathblade, you have spell crit, but you don't have, but you only have a 25% crit chance, which is pretty low. Or should I eat Deathblade? I feel like I don't think Titans is worth it. Not a fan of Titans. I can see how Shai Deathblade working as a item build, yeah. Maybe even skip the Akali and play just Yi. Okay, so I mean, I will say I don't think it's Eon or Titans. I like BT, I like Sterak, I think Hosh is fine, Deathblade is fine. I think QSS Titans you can probably skip. But yeah. I mean, you could technically do this build here. You could go for this build here. But if you do this, I feel like you don't do Akali. If you do this, you do Yi here. And then just hope you have a good item. A good psionic item. I mean, yeah, well, you are giving up the Maokai Nova bonus as well, but it's probably fine. I mean, he's gonna need some defensive. Like, Sterak is really high value in Urgot. It gives him everything he wants. 80 HP, nice shield. Procs off his high base HP. The guy has a lot of HP on 3-star with 4 brawlers. Okay. It's gonna be a little bit of testing, but okay, let's go next. Yeah, I think I'm done here. Let's go next. Maybe we can talk a bit about Riven. So Riven is a really strange one. She's like a really, really good unit. It's so easy to fit her into anything because you don't care about Timebreaker and you only need 2 rogue. So any comp that has Rogue can use Riven. Now the only problem is that Riven as a secondary carry will mainly see play for 3-star Rogue reroll or for Talon 3-star, I think. But the problem is, I mean, technically you can do vertical Rogue, right? Vertical Rogue was 60-80 AP at the moment. I mean, she only takes one of the two stats, but still. He's revealed tomorrow. You can see my face on the internet. I haven't been hiding it. So we don't care about Timebreaker. We do care about Starkstar. I feel like Voyager makes sense in this one. I feel like Voyager makes a lot of sense here. You kind of do need frontliner, so this might be, maybe this is a mech karma angle then. 2, 4, 6, 7. I mean, fighters gain the shield, right? Wait, but are they assassins? They are, right? Wait, I need to read Voyager. Your tanks and fighters. That means assassins actually get damage amp. He gets damage amp. He gets damage amp. She gets a shield. Gets damage amp. So 3 out of 5 get damage amp. Interest. Any 4. Huh. So if you play Voyager, all of your rogues actually get damage amp, but not a shield. Funnily enough, this would be the one comp where I would actually prefer the shield. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think you can do any more Voyager than this. I feel like we're gonna see this combo a lot. I think mech karma for filler, like backline filler, frontline filler. Get Darkstar, activate Voyager. I think we're gonna see this combo a lot. Would Urgot Shotgun trigger Psionic new target 80 item? Maybe, but I mean, it only works once, right? It's not that much damage. It's like more of an early game item, really. Yeah, I saw the rundown from Mort. He did mention that they added something like a foil mechanic. So if I had to take a guess, then maybe they added shinies. So the shiny mechanic from set 15 was, I think it was really popular. I think people liked the concept of shinies. So if Riot is funny, then he did mention foil. So if I had to take a guess, then I think they have like a really low chance that the high tier unit that you pull out of the booster pack has a bonus visual effect, indicating it's foil, indicating it's rare. That would be my guess on what they did. Shiny Ramos got outshined by the pissing sound. Yeah. I feel like Rogue is a Rogue overall is nice comp for top 4 farming, I would say. Mm. 2, 4, 6. We still have a unit to. I mean, do we just add I think this is just legendary, no? I think here you just throw in whatever you find, like Graves, Morgana, Sona, Vex. I don't actually think you care. This is just pure power. This is just rolling over the opponents with power. So I think Rogue is just I think you go rogue mid game, you run over your opponents, and then you piece by piece you get rid of the weaker rogues to add legendaries. I think that's gotta be a popular playstyle, by the way. I feel like you always keep Kai'Sa for Darkstar, so I think this is like your level 8, right? No, actually this is your level 7. Oh, dude, that combo is so cheap. Wait, so let's assume what is my, is it like another Voyager maybe? I mean, it could be it. Is there a point in adding a time breaker? No, right? What about Voyager? What do we have there? I mean, we could throw in, do we have Psionic? We don't. Aurora is a pretty good supportive unit, I think. Like, Aurora is actually a unit you can play without items, but yeah. I think the idea would be you have something like you rush 8, you just roll down, you just go for really cheap, like you might not even need Riven 2-star right away, but like you just go for something like cheap, with a lot of power with the rogues and whatnot, and then I mean yeah, we can throw in the Meep for CC, it's fine. Okay, so think of it like this, okay? So this is so you itemize like Talon, Fizz, etc. early. You rush 8 with a powerful early game board. You roll for Riven, Mech, Karma. Once you are stable, especially like Riven is the one that really helps you to stabilize. Once you have that, you go towards level 9, and piece by piece you get rid of bad rogue units. Because like, I mean, the rogue bonus is nice in stage 4, but the unit quality will eventually catch up to you. And then I think it's just legendary, right? So at some point you're gonna be like, okay, I don't want Gwen anymore, so I'll be playing a Morgana. And I don't play Talon anymore, I'll be playing a Blitzcrank or whatever, right? Like, so piece by piece, you're just gonna sort of like improve your board by throwing in legendaries, getting rid of the rogues, and I mean, one way you can actually do this is you can actually play Bard here. And you can keep Fizz Meepsy and you stay on 3 rogue. Like that would, and then you can do something like Blitzcrank with was it Morda? I wanted to throw in a, wait, who am I forgetting? I mean, technically you can kick out Kai'Sa for Mordekaiser to get Channeler in. Like, maybe that's your late game then? What do you guys think? Like, you pivot from 5 rogue into something like this. So Bard 2-star can, like, you get 3 Meeps here. Kai'Sa's kind of worthless anyway. Fizz is crowd control, so keeping Fizz is a good idea. You have Voyager here, Meeps here. Morgana is kind of nice. Riven can be like an AD carry. Morgana can be AP carry. Bard can be AP. Blitz can be AP. So this could be like your level 9, for example. You could do Rust, yes, but then the karma value is... Oh no, actually no, you're right. You can... I mean, depends. Do you want to give up a 2-star mech? I think Raz instead of mech makes sense if the guy is 1-star, but 2-star, huh? I think you're giving up too much frontline. I think you're giving up too much frontline if you do that. 5, like Rogue is really strong early mid game, yeah. It's a lot of stats. And the units have pretty high quality in the mid game. Like Riven is really, really powerful. Like the beautiful part about Riven is you can just freely change her depending on what you need, right? I mean, how much do we actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 trades. 7 trades. So it's like this. How much do you get? I mean, the problem is you at best case, you're gonna have 2-star Rast, right? So that's 3 attack speed and 3 armor and MR per non-unique trade. And we said 7, right? That's 21 attack speed, 21 armor MR. I mean, that's a lot of value. That is a lot of value. I mean, looks good, no? I kind of like it. This seems like a nice late game board to have. Like, you can do this without 5 rogues as well. I think you can get here from meeps as well. Like, you can be like 5, 7 meeps and pivot into this. This is also possible. This version's frontline isn't too good. Yeah, I mean, the problem is there's no 5-cost tank. We did have a Galio that we kicked out for Rast. I mean, maybe, but I feel like Morgana is worth keeping for the passive. Karma is worth keeping for Darkstar. I mean, Blitz is fairly tanky, even if he's more of an AP fighter. I mean, the thing is, you're not gonna be able to add Brawler here. So... Oh, I think I know the solution. It's just Nunu here, no? I think it's Nunu instead of Blitz. Because the thing is, like, you probably don't have, like, the AP is gonna go Bard Morgana, so you don't actually have items for Blitz in the first place. So I think it's Nunu, because Nunu is the best CC tank, right? The thing is, like, if you check this, so Meepsy has crowd control, Nunu has crowd control, Rast has crowd control, Fizz has crowd control. So that's a nice amount of CC. Then Rast is gonna give everybody like 20 armor and 20 MR. We have Vanguard here. We have Voyager, which gives us a shield in the front line. And we have a Morgana passive to decrease damage taken. Yeah, I think this is it, no? I think this is it. I can see that one working. I mean, we only have 2 legendaries, actually. We're still very cheap. This is still very, very cheap. But to be fair, like... Well, I guess because we kicked out Blitzcrank. With Blitzcrank, we actually had 3 legendaries here. But I mean, you can argue this is... I feel like this might be a pretty good top 2 comp, you know? Like, if you go the rogue version with a strong early mid game, and then you go 9, you go into like this type of board, I think it might be... Like, you might lose to the strongest guy in the lobby, but I can see this farming top 2s, to be honest. Maybe. I mean, it depends on how strong Jhin is gonna be in the meta. I mean, a Jhin comp might be able to mess us up, but yeah. I mean, you can argue, well, if Nunu's on the correct side and stuns Jhin, maybe that's how we win a fight. But yeah, something to consider. This was okay. What else do we have? We had Meepo. I wonder, like, when do you go Darkstar? I feel like, okay, let's say we have an early Darkstar emblem, okay? Like, an Augment gave us an early Darkstar emblem. So the plan would be to rush 6 Darkstar. So it's... we're gonna assume we have an emblem, but, like, we found Karma, but we haven't found Jhin yet, right? So we have 1 Darkstar emblem to work with, and... Okay. So the dummies are gonna be the Darkstar orbs. Okay, so how do we play this? Okay, so options are... There's Meepsy for Shepherd Voyager with Lysandra into Sona, so that would be like one option. You do something like this. 3 Shepherd, 2 Voyager. Sona is good late game with the command stuff. And then obviously you have Jhin later. That would be one way to play this. So I guess Kai'Sa leaves, then Jhin joins. 2, 4, 7. The thing is, I still have a lot of space here. But assuming we want to stay on 6 Darkstar because we have the emblem. What do we have to throw in? We have Sniper. I mean, there's Channeler, right? So if we go purely by traits, then Gnar and Bard gives us Channeler, Sniper. The only issue we have here is, like, this is... I mean, it's a 5-piece front line with a 6-piece back line. The Dark Orbs, they have a decent amount of HP. They have like 3000 HP or something each. What's up, Aaron? But the thing is, like, how much do we care for Channeler? How much do we care for Sniper? It's not it's not really needed. A little bit low on crowd control at the moment. We only have the Meep CCC here. It's like Blitzcrank Nunu would be for Vanguard and CC. That would be one way to do this. Blitzcrank Nunu. Actually, no, we have Vanguard, never mind. Can also do 4 Vanguard, right? Nah, actually, no, we can't. So Nunu for CC plus Vanguard could be an option. So this is crowd control, this is crowd control. And maybe Tam for Brawler. I feel like now... now backline looks a bit too weak. Like, Jhin is strong, right? And Sona is strong. I mean, if both are 2-star and itemized, this is fine, but you can't guarantee that. I just moved. Congrats. Oh, did you move closer to your job, you mean? Because you have to have Praxis, Praxis, yeah. I feel like this one doesn't seem right. The thing is, like, Brawler actually would be nice with the Darkstar orbs. Like, there's a lot of value in having Brawlers, I feel like. But if we do Brawler and we don't do Vanguard, then we're definitely super low on crowd control. I mean, we don't have to do the Shepherd version, right? Like, the Shepherd version is not needed. We can do a Nunu Kench version. This would be Vanguard here, Brawler here, and just a Xayah 4 damage, right? It's gonna be Jhin main carry, Xayah can act as a secondary carry. It's a bit low on damage still. Still a bit low on damage. 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, we technically still have some space. It's only level 8 at the moment. Feels like we should be throwing in a legendary. Maybe it's just Morg. Like maybe a Morgana. I mean, Morgana is second row, right? So could be something like this. I feel like this could work. I think Stargazer is not worth going for here, even with Nunu and Saya. I don't think there's any 3 Stargazer that would justify running it over something like Morgana Graves. I mean, wait, where do we get a Replicator from? Lysandra. Is it like it feels like a bait though, no? So let me explain why I think it's a bait. So first of all, most 3 Stargazers aren't going to be very strong, okay? Second of all, your Nunu constantly has to be repositioned to make sure that he's on the correct side. That means Nunu, you kind of have to ignore the constellation to make it like less predictable where you're positioning your Nunu. So if your constellation locks you in, like if like you could get baited by like a very specific constellation where you don't have that many spaces available to you, but it might be better to have Nunu in like a specific hex on a specific side. So I feel like, and then Zaya is only secondary carry, right? Like she's kind of just there. She's probably just there to spread Whisper, and that's it, right? And then Jhin has all the items. Jhin is dealing all the damage. She's just Whisper plus leftover items, so her having Stargazer shouldn't be that big of a deal either. And then Lulu 2-star with just for Replicator. Like Lysandra doesn't do anything in late game anymore. And Lulu 2-star with no items is also not gonna do anything with or without Replicator. But a Morgana actually is... Like, a Morgana 2-star can top the damage charts, has an insane trait with Dark Lady. I mean, the problem is, like, normally you wouldn't do 6 Darkstar, right? But the justification was that we have the emblem. And because we have the emblem, it feels like you're kind of being pushed towards staying in 6 Darkstar. I think it's worth it. Like, with the emblem, I think it's worth it to stay on 6. You get like 2 big orbs, which is like 6. It's like 6,000 HP in terms of frontline value, and your Jhin is doubling his AD and AP. I think you can, and it's not like any of these units have low value. The only unit that currently doesn't add any value here, I mean, I guess Cho and Liz would be the ones to get rid of. But the moment you get rid of one of them, you lose the black holes. So the argument would be that if you lose with 6 Darkstar, then you know you have to cut them, right? Because like there's nothing to do. But if you're doing fine with 6 Darkstar, I think you can stay on it. At least until you start losing. But yeah, long term, obviously, this Cho Lysandra value, even Mordekaiser, like the value here is. I mean, the thing is, like, I'm actually more leaning towards keeping Cho. We don't even have Channeler for Morda here, right? This Morda is, yeah, the Morda value is only Vanguard, which means that one way to improve this would be you kick out these 2, you play Blitz, which gives you Vanguard plus a high tier unit, and you lost Voyager, Galio, Aurora. Might probably just be like Vex Graves, probably. I don't know. It would look something like this, or maybe no. The value of Morda is insane. Morda always stays. I mean, well, we're assuming a scenario where you lose in late game with 6 Darkstar. But keep in mind, everything here is based on an emblem. If you don't have the emblem, I don't think you ever stay 6 Darkstar in late. Everything here was based on early Darkstar emblem. I think if you don't have the early Darkstar emblem, you just... you always cut down to 4. Or even 2. Honestly, I think you cut down to 2. I feel like 4 Darkstar in late game doesn't justify the unit quality. I think the way I would approach Darkstar is that with Emblem you rush 6 and you stay 6. Without Emblem, you can rush 6 if you want to, like if you get lucky with Jhin and whatnot, but I think you cut down to 2. I don't think 4 is something you keep in late game ever with or without Emblem. I would say with Emblem you just stay on 6 and without Emblem you cut to 2. Nah, we don't know the Emblem effects at the moment. We will know in like tomorrow or in 2 days, but right now we don't know the effects. I don't know. I think for now I'll just consider staying on the 6 piece here. I mean, you can post links on Discord, X-Men. How does Evelyn Zoraka interact with 9 lives? I think 9 lives is not in this set. It wouldn't make sense to have 9 lives in this set. Kaiser Riven. Yeah, that should work. Question is though, who do you kick out? I mean, you know what's interesting? Like, you think you can get away without Sniper? Because if you can get away without Sniper, you could do. I guess you could do this. Ditch this to like the question is like how important is to Sniper for Jhin? I saw 9 lives in Froden's playtest video. He had it offered in Zoraka lobby. Well, I'm pretty sure, like maybe Zoraka and Evelyn can't be offered together because if Zoraka and Evelyn get offered together and you have 9 lives, your game is over. Riven is my favorite unit, by the way. I mean, this is a great Riven. It's like the set 4 Riven, except she's even cooler than before. So I think from all the tier 4 units, Riven is my favorite in this set. Okay, what else do we have? How would legendary slop look like? Let's go with that. What is legendary slop? Legendary slop. Is there a way to do Shepherd? Ilaoi? I don't know about that. Grave Sauna. The thing is, like, you have to take item economy into consideration because lots of attack speed users. Like, for example, I think combining Graves with Vex is probably a bad idea. Because Vex is attack speed and Graves is attack speed. You might not have the bows to itemize them. So, but for example, like Graves with Morgana is fine, right? Like this is fine because like Morgana is very different in itemization. I think Morgana is literally always gonna get played. She's like her passive. She's like the Shyvana of the set, right? Like so. Okay, so let's say we have, I don't know, we have like something like this on Graves. So we go the legendary slop from this position. I'm pretty sure, I mean, you probably want to have, let's see. I mean, I feel like a Jhin Karma Galio is a pretty good core to have, no? Tier 4 Frontliner, Voyager, Darkstar. The alternative would be to do a Mordekaiser Blitzcrank. Mordekaiser Blitz Bard is the alternative. You probably have to choose one of them. I mean, this is quite expensive, but I mean, we are kind of assuming it's legendary slop. Wait, I have too much Vanguard here. Is it Is it gonna be a 4 Vanguard comp? I think you can get away with 4 Vanguard. Ilau is not a bad unit. I think you can get away with 4 Vanguard here. She's also technically Shepherd, but I don't think it's gonna be relevant. 2, 5, 8. Yeah, but like Blitz kind of depends on the items. Also, I think there's a bit of item overlap between Blitz and Morgana, so doing both is rough. Nah, I don't think you do 3 Anima ever. I mean, Fiora is a good unit to add just for prolonging the game, right? But Fiora is gonna need like at least 2 Marauder. I feel like that's gonna go into a different direction with Fiora. I think the Fiora version is probably gonna have like Kench, Urgot, Fiora as a core. Graves every game until Riot deletes him. I mean, you do, well, the good thing about Jhin is Jhin doesn't actually need attack speed items, right? So Graves is gonna be like more Ginzo Kraken, while Jhin is more like Infinity Edge. Like, you don't need attack speed on Jhin. Yeah, there's no 5-cost tanks in the set. Funnily enough, I believe the best tanks are actually 3-star tier 3, yeah. I think Ornn 3-star might be the best tank in the game. It's kind of weird, because like part of the reason is like Nunu is just a bit of CC, but he as a tank he's actually not that good. And then Ramos is not that great. Tom is fine, but yeah, I don't know. I wonder if it's gonna be a 4 Vanguard version or not. Legendary Slop. Das Arbiter, Ginzo, Gunblade, LeBlanc. 5 Shepherd for Voyager. Probably gonna get outscaled, but looks decent for top 4 if you can get there. You might, yeah, I think you're gonna run into DP. Like if Sona LeBlanc is your only damage, I think you're gonna. I mean, you do have Voyager, I guess, but I'm not sure. Maybe. It reminds me of like these innovator type comps, but these innovator type comps struggled in late game. There's like always this argument of you either do 3 or 7 innovator, you don't do 5. And this is what Shepherd feels like a little bit to me. Like that 5 Shepherd is not worth carrying in late game, and you just always cut down to 3. Ramos isn't great, but he's okay. But that's honestly true. Sonar, Tam, and Gragas. For Inunu. I mean, yeah, we can probably. The question is like, how important would Stargazer? Like, if you do Jhin, Xayah, Nunu as a core, with probably Mordekaiser. If you do this as a core, it is kind of juicy to throw in a Stargazer, but dude, guys, these Stargazers, I mean, the only one I can justify would be Jax for Bastion. So I can throw in a Shen. That's the only way I can just justify it. Jhin, Xayah, Jax, Nunu with Morde. I feel like, I mean, this seems like a pretty good late game core to build around. This seems like a good late game core. Virus, thanks for the sub. Thank you. Okay, so assuming this is our late game core, how do we finish this? We can assume level 9, right? 4, 6. So we have like 3 units. I mean, Bard feels juicy here for the channeler and for the late game value. 2 units left. Rast value would actually be fairly high. 6. Would be 6 trades. It's decent Rast value. But, I mean, how many legendaries do we have? We have 3 legendaries. Victor Sona. I think you're overvaluing psionic items in late game. PBE is, I don't know. It might be in like 6 hours from now, but it's not a guarantee. Elder Dragon. Oh, wait, you're right. You kept this out with Rast and Elder Dragon. Smart. Wait, that's actually smart. You might be onto something. Elder Dragon might be part of the cap out here. I don't even think you're wrong. Kept us out with Elder Dragon and Rast. I mean, you can also do Morg, right? Like, I feel like Morg is always a good addition here. I feel like Morg should join. Her passive is too valuable. Okay, so assuming this is Morg. I mean, Mort already mentioned that you can dupe him. So the way you're supposed to get Elder Dragon 2-star is you kidnap 1 Elder Dragon in stage 5, you kidnap 1 in stage 6, and then you dupe him. And the way you dupe him is either with a large champion duplicator or with 7 meeple. But it is possible to upgrade Elder Dragon to 2-star. They did confirm that. I believe you can itemize them as well, yes. It counts as a unit. I think, but I'm not sure. I haven't kidnapped the Elder myself yet. I didn't get lucky. Okay, let's see. I'm pretty sure Elder Dragon is coded as a legendary. I would assume you need 5 meeple stacks, and I would assume you need a large dupe to copy him. Because Elder Dragon is kind of crazy powerful. How do you kidnap him? It's with Bard's ability. Bard can kidnap the dragon. I mean, like, I would probably just throw an Elder here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I think the Elder, it's like Rast or it's either Rast or Elder Dragon, or let's see, what else do we have? It would be Graves is an option. Graves, Sona, Vex, or Elder. So it's either, but I think that is flex. I feel like Graves doesn't really make that much sense here though, because you're itemizing towards Jin and Xayah. So I would say it's probably, this is how you cap out, right? So this is your, the left side is your core. This is your core, and this is your, like the Golem is Elder Dragon. And this is how you finish. Oh wait, Sona. Sona as well. So it's left side, the left side is the core, and the right side is your finish. Seems good though. Seems like a very legit comp. Lots of value. I wonder if it's a bit too weak on frontline though. Like, Jax is a tier 2, Morda is a tier 2, Shen is not a tank, Morgana's not a tank. I think we might be too weak on the front. I feel like we're missing frontline. I mean, it is so difficult. Like, I mean, we're not playing Tam. We're not playing Blitz. Favorites and new artifacts? I like the Yasuo one a lot. But I also want to investigate the Zoraka one. I mean, I feel like maybe Rast makes the most sense. Just to have an additional frontliner. I do wonder. Like, the problem is, dude, it is not easy. Like, frontline in this set is actually not that easy because we have Shen and Blitz who are not frontliners. They're actually both carriers. They're both melee carriers. Which is freaking awkward. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll make a note of this. It would be funny if, like, the recommended team builder has an Elder Dragon in it. Okay. What else do we got? What else do we have here? I think from what I've seen, I think we should probably be talking about Replicator Misfortune. That one was really strong. I think like, let's see what the guy who did it in my Caitlyn game. What was his comp? That guy was crazy powerful here. So he did, let's see. It was Misfortune 3-star, Replicator through Pantheon. Ras, Pantheon, Ornn, Maokai, Aatrox, Jhin, Kai'Sa. I mean, the MF herself was just so powerful. Oh, he had emblem though. He had Space Groove emblem. Interesting. Wait, I think he has Ras 3, right? Yeah, he does. So he had, I mean, the thing is, like, you can do Pantheon 3, Ras 3, and Ornn 3 with this comp. Ornn is Vanguard, right? Wait, who is this Vanguard anyway? Is he playing without Vanguard? His Brawler with Pantheon. Wait, is Ornn Vanguard or Bastion? No, Ornn is Vanguard. No, maybe I confused the two. Oh no, I confused it. Ornn is Bastion. Okay, never mind. I guess Ornn for me always felt like a Vanguard, but I guess it makes... I guess he is Bastion then. Yeah, I saw the Anima cash out with the Omni weapon. So you can, like, you have 3 potential frontliners with MF here, right? I mean, technically you also have Illaoi if you want to do the Vanguard. But from what I've seen, I felt like Replicator was the strongest. But you never do 4 Replicators, so I'm pretty sure it would just be Replicator Misfortune with Pantheon. This gives you 1 Brawler. The best Brawler would either be Maokai or Kench. And actually, I mean, even Gragas could make sense in some scenarios, but let's play it. I mean, he did. Oh wait, he did Aatrox Maokai, right? Right. He did this and then this. Okay, I'm starting to understand what he was doing. So for him, it's pretty much just like MF3. You want one of these 3 to be 3-star and act as your main tank. I think all 3 are fine as main tank. Just depends on who you find first, really. Ornn 3 is probably the strongest cap. So Nova gives you Shred and Sunder, Maokai gives you healing, so this is fine. This gives you... We're assuming Replicator is active here. Okay, starting to understand. And he also played like Jhin Zaya, right? Like, I mean, Jhin is just because it's Jhin. He has like a really powerful passive as well. He added Space Groove because he had Emblem with Samira. Samira is Sniper. Jin. I mean, the Kaiser doesn't feel good here, in my opinion. He doesn't even have Rogue. I mean, he just needed a random Darkstar for the Execute, right? There's no Replicator emblem in the game. But technically, you could make Misfortune into a Replicator and give her like a Challenger emblem. I'm pretty sure Channeler and Replicator don't have emblems. That model looks cursed. Oh, guys, we got a hater. Wait, what? What? I'm gonna need you to stay a little bit longer, okay? Oh, yes. Oh, hate. Juicy tears. Yeah. Yum, 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 yum. You want cursed? I'll show you cursed. Hey, who timed the yeet while I was dancing? Why would you do that? why would you yeet me away while I'm dancing? Unbelievable. Okay. Well, you're stuck with Gwenduck now. Enjoy. Okay, so how do we finish this? How do we finish? Replicator Misfortune. It's tier 3 reroll.
Your move, Leduc.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. We have like 5 traits active. I mean, Darkstar, like Jin with Darkstar would be cool. But do we have anything else on the Darkstar side? Morgan, okay. It's pretty difficult to add Darkstar here. Jin, Cho'Gath, Kench. I can't add 3 units from this position. I mean, this is tier 3 reroll. You shouldn't be aiming for for level 9 comps here. I mean, you obviously kind of want to reach level 9, but I mean, we could go into Space Groove a bit in theory with Blitz. There's also technically that we can do Blitz Nasus and skip the Bastion. Wait, no, Nasus is Vanguard, right? So you can do Nasus Blitz to add Vanguard. Riven Kaiser. Timebreaker isn't worth I don't like, it's not a Riven comp. This is tier 3 Misfortune, so Misfortune is gonna get all the carry items, probably like Ornn, Rast, or Pantheon takes all the tank items. You're not gonna have anything left for Riven, and you probably don't even have Riven 2. And 2 Timebreaker is irrelevant towards late game. It doesn't give you any power. Timebreaker is like pretty much stage 2-3 exclusive. Timebreakers for the Rast buff, that's not worth it. I'm not even sure if it is Rast, to be honest. I'm not even sure if it is Rast. Samira. How much knockup do we have? Not enough to justify. How do we finish this one? I feel like, I mean, there's also the option of doing 4 replicator. Technically, there would be this option. We do Lysandra to throw in a Dark Star. Misfortune is always 80. I think it might be a replicator angle. Because now we can... we have 2 Space Groove here, Dark Star. I mean, Jhin would still be a good finish, even without Sniper. Oh, no, wait, we wanted for Replicator, right? In this one, maybe. But... Oh, no, wait, we have 4. Misfortune is 1. Right. Misfortune is a Replicator in this setup. So this would give us, like, the thing is, like, Darkstar is actually really good with, let me show you why. You definitely want Darkstar with Replicator MF, because, watch, like, what's a good fight to show? Is it this one? One sec. Yeah, it's this fight here. Okay, like, watch this fight, okay? Obviously, I have bad position. Wait, did I die to Blitz? But the thing is, like, there's a surprising amount of backline. Like, you can reach the backline pretty well. And then having a 10% execute to finish somebody, I think is a pretty big deal. I think she died to Blitz there, though. That was actually nice damage from Blitz, but he did have a lot of items. It rubber, Hosh, adaptive. The tricky one. What's the difference between 2 and 4 replicator? That is a tricky one. It's not 125, it's 25. I mean, I guess unless you want to count both at the same time, I suppose, yeah. Do you have Pike Hero? Yeah, I showed some yesterday. Didn't go that well. Like, he has some late game issues. He can get stuck. I mean, it is obviously very juicy to just throw in a bunch of filler legendaries. But in tier 3 reroll, you can't really guarantee that you find those. What I do like about having Aatrox and Nova is the fact that you can do like Thunder Shred in the back line, but unfortunately it's actually the second replicator that's gonna profit of it. Yeah, I mean, Kamagalio always works, right? I mean, we could also maybe try to approach this completely different. We do Karma, Liz, Galio as our core. Yeah. I keep writing Galio, but it's Mighty Mech. It's kind of annoying. Could also approach it like from this angle here, and obviously if we're gonna need a Bastion, Shen would be nice. I mean, we can probably do Aatrox and then throw in a Nova. Don't have Brawler for this one. Don't have Challenger. Don't have Brawler. Could do Akali to give Misfortune spell crit, but No Fate Weaver. I mean, we could also do Maokai with Kench. But it's probably I think it's not enough. Like, I mean, the moment something happens to this misfortune, you are done at this setup. It's very one-dimensional. I mean, technically, Karma could take AP items and act as a secondary carry. That is technically possible. You also have potentially Maokai 3 as main tank instead of 1 if you low roll. I mean, you do want one 3-star tank, I think. You want Ornn 3 or Ras 3 or Maokai 3. You want one tier 3 tank here. I remember in one set there was admin trade. It was set 8. I'm looking at the new avatar trade. What's the point? Why does the trade only allow a maximum of 3 units? I mean, they just changed the way the trade works. Like, I mean, admin was a bit complicated where you had to separate between cause and effect, and they just put cause and effect in one go, but weakened the effect. So it's like to make it easier for newer players to understand. That was the main purpose behind it. Misfortune. That one is still a bit of a... Replicator is a weird one. Replicator is just... I don't know. I guess it just has a lot of like low tier units, right? I mean, I guess... I didn't consider the fact that we could do Lulu 3. She's Replicator as well. That's actually an option I didn't consider here. Like, for example, what you could do is Pantheon, Lulu, and do Lulu 3. I didn't consider this. That would actually be this would be 1 Replicator, 2, 3, 4. Actually, that sounds a bit better. What do you guys think? This looks better to me. Because the thing is, like, now I can itemize Lulu Wakama, which I like. They're gonna give me Darkstar plus traits. Kind of like, yeah, I think I'm kind of liking this one here. So Misfortune counts plus 1 Replicator. So this is 4 Replicator, 2 Bastion, 2 Brawler, 2 Darkstar, 2 Nova. Yeah, and we have another tier 3 to reroll. Plus we have an AD AP split. The thing is, like, you can do Ornn 3 or Maokai 3 or Pantheon 3. So you have like 3 possible main tanks. And you have 1 3-star AD carry, 1 3-star AP carry. Plus no legendaries in the core, which makes sense because we're playing tier 7. We're playing tier 3 reroll. I kind of like that one more. I'm gonna try that one and see how it goes. I like it more from concept. I mean, Galio is a little bit whatever. I wouldn't put too much value into Galio. Also, the thing is, like, if you're playing tier 3 reroll, you can't expect to hit the Galio 2-star, but if you have Galio 2-star, I would rather have items on Ornn 3-star. I'm pretty sure Ornn 3-star is way better than Galio 2-star. Yeah, there's like one comp. I think some people mentioned it. The most broken comp you can, or the most broken thing you can do is you take the augment golden dragon. Doesn't not show here. It doesn't. Okay, they're bugged out. So you take the one with the moguls, the mogul augment in 3/2. So you do this, and then you just do something like Stoneblade Visage. So what's gonna happen here is, not only does this guy get like infinite value from Golden Dragon, the one of the other two items will be Radiant. So yeah, good luck killing that in stage 3. You won't. So yeah, that's just one way to it's like one way to really break Ornn. Let's see. You have an overview of psionic items here. So we're still missing the... These are the 5 psionic items. These are the 3, 6, 7, 8 sonar mods. Still missing the new artifacts, and we're still missing the emblem effects, but we should get them soon. Okay. I'll do like 1 or 2 more comps, and I'm probably gonna take a break until the evening. I mean, theory crafting is kind of going into my brain. Can only do this for a few hours before it stops being useful. I guess maybe one thing we should be talking about is there's a lot of like AP attack speed going on in the set. I believe it's these 4, right? I believe these 4 units are all AP attack speed, which means they are Ginzo department. This can be like Ginzo Jeweled Gunblade or Ginzo Archangel Gunblade, probably. Like it could be something like this, right? I mean, yeah. Obviously, all of them would also be fine with Wit's End, but Diana specifically is better with Wit's End. But like one thing to consider is that I'm pretty sure Ginzo is an auto slam in this set because the amount of units, like if you watch the mod rundown, it's so funny that the amount of units that just want Ginzo is crazy in this set. It's like, I don't know. I think Ginzo is easy slam this set. There's so many units who can use it. We don't know anything about emblem effects yet. You're gonna have to wait a bit longer for that. I think in the entire playtest I haven't seen one frying pan, so I couldn't even check the frying pan effects. I know that Psionic has a ridiculous amount of stats, but that's the only thing I remember. Like spatulas are pretty rare. Like did I check the spatula effects? Wait. It wasn't my first game, right? The Darkstar game where I got a spat. But the problem is, did I just slam the spatula right away, or did I actually check? When did I get a spat? I think I may have slammed the spatula right away, right? Yeah, I don't think I checked. Did I never check? I really should have checked it here. Like I had it. I could have checked all the spat emblems, but I didn't from the looks of it. Yeah, I guess I forgot to check. My bad. I mean, I hovered over like some emblems, yeah, but I don't know. The thing is, like, who cares? I mean, we can just go into once PB. I mean, I guess we can see some here, but we can also just. I mean, Darkstar didn't have anything, right? It's just 8. Yeah, Darkstar's just 2580 AP. Arbiter is 20 armor, 20 mar, 20 attack speed. Space Groove is 3 mana regen. The holder gains Space Groove trait on cast. The holder enters the groove. That's a pretty easy condition though. Like, maintaining the groove for an entire fight is very doable. On cast is an easy condition. There's a lot of like low mana cost units, like Sona for example, that could easily stay in the groove the entire fight. There's also like Fizz for example. Like Fizz is casting every 2 auto attacks. Riven can be mana locked if nobody focuses her. Like Riven has a shield mana lock. So people actually need to focus Riven for her to stop the mana lock. Just something to keep in mind. Did I? Let's see. I may have checked the emblems at the beginning of the game. Meeple, 20 armor, 20 MR, 2 mana regen. The holder gains the Meeple trait and 1 additional mana regen per Meep. Timebreaker, 300 HP, 15 attack speed. Voyager, 20 AD, 20 AP. Comet start. Gain and grant. Wait, what? Gain and grant adjacent allies bonuses based on the holder's role. I don't understand. What kind of wording is that? Adjacent. Wait, does this mean you can like position in a circle then? Is this like left and right, or is this like full circle? Because the thing is like there's an augment that gives you armor and MR. It's like the keeper thing, except it gives you defensive stats for adjacent allies. The thing is like Voyager Emblem would actually synergize crazy good with that augment, because yeah, you could get a lot of value there. Huh. Combine Voyager Emblem with Group Hug. I'll keep that in mind. So tanks gain 30 armor and MR. Fighter and assassins gain 18 omnivamp. Other rules gain 22 attack speed. Huh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, Voyager Emblem has a lot of value with Voyager Emblem value with Group Hug Augment. Okay. The bonus is based on the holder, not the allies roll. Are you sure? Wait. No. Oh wait, so it's supposed to be like, if I put the Voyager Emblem on a fighter, everybody in a circle gains 18% Omnivamp. Is that what you mean? Oh, there's still value here though. I mean, the thing is like, one thing you need to remember as well is Voyager, for the Voyager trait itself, gives a shield for tank and fighter and damage amp for everybody else. This means that Voyager Emblem on an assassin is actually not that... It's potentially interesting. Or like a marksman caster. Oh yeah, I guess it is kind of similar to a strategist emblem. Strategist emblem just gave attack speed to the guy left and right to you, right? So it's kind of like a strategist emblem, except it's a little bit more thinking involved. Okay. I mean, the thing is like, so the problem is Riven is a fighter. So if you give this emblem to Riven, then she will gain a shield from Voyager and 18% Omnivamp. And the people surrounding her will also gain Omnivamp. But within a Voyager comp, I don't even know if that's so valuable. I feel like you're not supposed... Like, I mean, the Voyager emblem, you can definitely place it on any filler frontliner, right? To just like distribute a bunch of armor damar in the front line. And then if you put it on the frontliner, you also gain a shield, so there's a lot more effective value there. You can also put it in the backline to give a bunch of attack speed to your backline. And then that guy who has the emblem gets a bunch of damage gem from the Voyager emblem. The Omnivamp part is actually a bit... this is a little bit tricky. If you put the emblem on an assassin, then you can distribute and gain Omnivamp while gaining damage M from the trait. If you put it on a fighter, you will gain shield and distribute and gain Omnivamp. I feel like it's quite interesting on assassins, and there are a lot of assassins on this set. Like I think Talon is assassin, Fizz is assassin, Gwen is assassin. There's a bunch. Okay, well, kind of interesting. Timebreaker we saw. That's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be a little bit annoying though. Rogue Trade. The holder gains the Rogue Trade at 50% health, gain 40 Omnivamp and immunity to crowd control for 5 seconds. That's kind of wild. Is 50% health is when the proc happens, right? For Rogue. Just to double check. When they fall below 50, yeah. Interesting. Did I not check the brawler out? I guess I knew what it did, but I should still check it for the passive. The problem is, I mean, this was my first game in the playtest. I was just still reading champions. I wasn't paying attention to items yet. I mean, I can't know that spatulas were this rare when I played it. But yeah, I don't know. But I think we have some comps ready for the evening to try out. And then see if there's some adjustments that need to be made. Besides of the Ornn tech with moguls you mentioned, is there any tank that likes Stoneplate? So I think Mort mentioned that the 5 Nova Aatrox. It's a very niche interaction, but I should mention it here. So if you have 5 Nova, you can make Aatrox into the Nova Striker. And as a Nova Striker, he will deal damage to the entire enemy board based on his defensive stats. And because of this, he's actually an Aatrox 3-star in 5 Nova is actually a decent Stoneplate holder. But that's very niche. You're not gonna be seeing that very often. Outside of that, I don't think anybody had a targeting. I don't remember anybody having a targeting spell. Maybe, what did Galio? Galio maybe? I mean, Galio attracts projectiles. Galio does have armor and Mara. But I think his damage was low even with Stoneplate. So it's probably not worth it, even with Stoneplate. Is there anybody else? I don't know. I don't remember a specific Stoneplate frontline. I mean, I think Rast was good because the way his knocker works. I mean, Rek'Sai definitely. Like, Rek'Sai has a... Rek'Sai knocks up surrounding her, so Rek'Sai would be a Stoneplate candidate in the early game. I think Rast was actually pretty decent. Let me double check something. I think it was in the MF game. Because I believe... One sec. When did I have Rast? I remember I had a Stoneplate Rast opener once. I think he actually only knocks up 1 unit here. Ras would actually be better on this side, so he slashes towards the side. Ras would actually be a good unit to like put here, walk one up, and then he slashes into the front line to knock up the front line there. Is there anybody else? Don't remember. At least I don't see anyone. Gragas hero. I mean, Gragas hero, I don't know if you want to go defensive items on him. He becomes a carry, right? He becomes a magic fighter. He's not a tank anymore. I don't know. You want to make a team based around Victor. Victor was channeler, right? What about like Mordekaiser? Gain shield. I mean, Mordek could work with Stoneblade. And he is channeler, so there's synergy for Victor, maybe. We'll see. We will see. Okay, then I'll probably call it quits here. I don't want to do like theory crafting all day. That's gonna burn my brain. Especially if I'm the one who's doing all the talking. So I don't know. PBE might be up in like 5-6 hours. Not a guarantee though. I'll check if PBE is up in the evening, and if I manage to log in and play the new set, I will be turning on the stream and play a few games in the evening. So if you see me online in the evening, then you know that the set is on PBE. Okie dokie, I'm gonna call it quits here. You guys have a good one. Maybe see you later in the evening in like 5-6 hours. And yeah, that's it for my side. Have a good one. Bye bye.